I don't know. How far?
Yeah, I did. Shalom. How you did?
Shalom, Martin. Yeah, I'm alright.
All right. Ari. Shabbat shalom, Ari.
Shabbat shalom, Aki.
How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, what time is it over there?
10:14 a.m.
Oh, you guys are still very early. It's still very early over there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already noon to us here. The day is
Evening.
yeah, the day is declining towards evening. So,
Oh,
as for me, every day I was a week, and
Yeah, I'm alright. Okay. My week is okay. Um, I just, this one that my dad is going to come on this next week. Just having my mind is not really settled as it is, as it's supposed to be.
oh, okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, I'm responding. I say okay. Yahuah will guide you and will
Yeah,
um
yeah,
make everything work accordingly. And bro, it's not really easy these days, right?
yeah.
This current situation, the way these evil people are, what they are doing, it like affect a lot of people, affect every aspect of our life,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yeah.
So all we need to do is just to allow Yahuwah to handle everything. I'm waiting for people from the group. This guy said his phone has issues. That's why he has not been joining us all this while. Bright. I don't know if you can remember him. You remember Bright?
Mm, ah, is he the guy that used to do tailoring?
Uh,
No, I don't think it's him. No, I can't remember.
no, he's not the. I don't know. I don't know the nature of his job, but he joined us some weeks back. If you can remember, he stayed with us for
Yeah,
like over 4 hours. You remember?
yeah, I do. I
I,
think he
I can
came.
say that I believe he's the only person in that group that have joined our life and stayed from beginning till the end.
Yeah, is it that the one we're talking about the wickedness of Yasharel? Is he doing that time?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I'm sure. Yes. 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 I think so. Yeah. He joined us during that time.
Hmm.
His name is it by something, but it's Bright, right? His name is
Yes.
Bright. So he said his phone has issues. That's why he has not been able to um, join us. And he has not been active in the group, right? So, because of his
Yeah.
phone. But I'm hoping like one or two people join us again. All right. Shubami, please, if you guys should tap the screen so that I think will encourage more viewers to join us. Do you know that? Do you remember that last week that I told you that TikTok was showing me some funny writing, right? Do you know that these people
Mm-hmm.
should I say shadow ban me? Before while we are live, they like the live some part of the live session will just like automatically show on TikTok VIP, right? So that when people are scrolling, look,
Yes.
will kind of feel like
Yes.
just normal regular videos, so that people can click in, right?
Mm-hmm.
After that shadow banning, they told me that it's someone that reported me, that reported the channel that I was sharing image like some sexual
Who's
image,
that?
you know what I'm saying, like exposing
Mm.
body, something like that. That's what they should say, that somebody reported me, that I've violated the community guideline, and I was wondering how. So since then, now, um, normally now that we are live, it's supposed to be showing automatically, but that is not happening anymore because it's more like they actually took me back to, should I say, square one.
Ah,
So I have to start again. The all are just too much for this app.
there are so many bad belly people. Do you know that there are some people that I know for the gatekeepers, they used to watch us, but there are some people that they'll deliberately watch our videos. Like they'll be watching it too. They won't engage. They won't come into this live at all. But they'll just be watching it because they don't see, they are not listening to what we are saying. They are listening, they want to find a way to just like shadow ban, like try and ban, like report to TikTok on what we are doing and stuff. And some
Yeah,
people that they watch, yes, they watch our channel for those things. They don't, they watch this live for those things. They don't. It's not like as if they have any desire to know Yahuah or anything. They just
yeah,
they will just come into the lives. They'll just be watching. They'll just be inspecting and stuff. But they are not going to contribute anything. They are not even going to
yeah,
do anything. They'll just be there and they'll be doing nothing. And the only thing they'll just be doing is just be reporting. There are many people like that too. Especially when there are some Nigerians that are like they don't have any kind of joy whatsoever. So they just get people's life and then they'll start reporting them. They used to do it for other channels too. They just get their life and be reporting them.
yeah. Those are people we call, is it trolls? Troll. So
Yeah.
they actually, well, those people like that are possessed, heavily, seriously possessed. Yahuah's bride. Wait, but I just see, no, 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 no. I was about. All right. I think Yahuah's bride is giving us issue. Let's begin with the prayer. Let's begin with prayer. At
All right.
least, if anybody's going to join us, they will join us later. Shubami, lead us in prayer.
All right. Heavenly Father, I say thank you for today. We thank you for your goodness. We thank you for your love. We thank you for your protection. We thank you for your guidance. We thank you for your wisdom. We thank you for all that you have done and all that you are about to do. Be that exalted, O Yahuwah, in Yahushua's mighty name. Father, as we are commencing this meeting onto your holy hand, Yahuwah, take absolute control. Yahuwah, help us and lead us, guide us, direct us, and let us understand everything that we're about to hear and understand, that we're about to hear and listen to. And at the end of the day, let your name be glorified. For in Yahushua's mighty name we pray. Amen.
All right. Um, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. One more time. And we give praise and honor to the Most High for allowing us to gather here together. Like I posted in a group, today's topic is going to be what we have already been discussed, or what we are still going to discuss, right? Because, um, you know, there's a saying that says the more you look, the less you see, right? The scriptures are like that, right? The more scriptures are timeless, right? So what that means is that there is no how we can know, um so I said all the scriptures or some part of the script or even one part of the scriptures. So that means even if we happen to live 2,000 years, right? There are some things that we will learn in each verse of the scriptures every day by day. Not that when we learn new things, it will contradict to the one we have already learned, right? No, it will always like kind of um like expand the one. Oh,
Hi,
sorry.
good afternoon.
Sorry, we are.
Afternoon.
Hmm? You say what?
Like I mistakenly kind of accept that grossing and not we are actually preaching, right?
Okay.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
So, but you can join us if you want to.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so but so
So what
what
are
we
you up
can
to? Yeah.
we are teaching, right? This is a Bible study.
Okay.
I'm trying to like study Bible, study the scriptures.
Okay.
So so that way your mind is going to stay mute. So that means you can't actually join us this way. Even if you want to, you have to like kind of join us as a guest. You know what I'm saying? Not as a co-host. So
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So I mistakenly accepted. I thought it was one of our guests that sent a request, right?
Okay. 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 It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. Let's continue.
All right. Yeah, I see. Have to like how to say. I'm looking for this like how to disconnect. I'm looking out for how to like move it from co-host mode. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
uh that's what I was looking for. I've been, man, TikTok is very, very easy. Sometimes it's hard to navigate around it. Jamal, shalom.
My bro, shalom.
Thanks for
Shalom,
joining.
shalom.
Shalom, yo.
Yeah, so as I was saying, so the scriptures is timeless book, right? Because it's a spiritual book. So the more you look, the less you see. What that means is that we learn everything every day by day. What I'm saying. So what I'm going to discuss today still has to do with what we discussed 2 weeks ago. It has to do with the Genesis 1:26. You know what I'm saying? It's still about the um, word image and likeness of Yahuah. That day, TikTok did not even allow me to actually um, pass the message I was trying to pass. But to short the message, what I was trying to do in that particular that week was I was actually trying to show us um, who we are, who Adam is. When you say Adam or man, who we are. The spiritual part, that's why I choose I said the A represent our spiritual part. You know what I'm saying? Once you remove the A from Adam, you have Dam, which means blood. So the A is the spiritual part. You know what I'm saying? The Yahuah's like image that is in us. Then the dam is the flesh and blood. You know what I'm saying? So that means they say the two sides of a man. You know what I'm saying? So that means we can still live but die. So I was actually trying to make us understand what happens in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Tua ate that fruit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, but TikTok did not allow us when he said I was using some graphics that has sexual this thing in it. So that way I couldn't pass that message across. So we'll leave that for another time. Maybe when we want to do our Hebrew studies, then we'll dive more into that. So the topic for today is us rediscovering the likeness of Yahuah. Now, if we go to Genesis, right? It said, and Yahuah made man. Genesis 1:26 and 27 said, and Yahuah made man, said, let us. I've said this several times, not Yahuah and some Trinity people. No. It was Yahuah talking to earth. The earth, the ground can talk, right? It was Yahuah talking to his creation. So let me mold man. It will look like you, but it will function like me. So when he said let us, English is, I don't know how to say it. It's a Olodo language, let me put it that way. That's the best way I can give English. So Yahuah made earth, the domain, the soil, right? He moved soil that looks like him and function like him, but it used soil to make it, right? Meanwhile, he used that same soil to mold other things, cow, you get what I'm saying, and give the image of how that soil looks. In that sense, what that means is that the only way that soil that Yahuwah used, that mud, is different from other things is because he carried the image of Yahuwah. Yahuwah made that soil in his image. Though it's his soil, right? But he made it in image of the Most High Yahuwah. So, and I also tried defining the word image in the ancient Hebrew way of thought that day, but again, TikTok did not really allow us, and maybe the way I tried to do it was kind of complex and it was difficult and overwhelming, and it was difficult for some of you, my brothers and sisters, to understand me, but I'll do my best today to put in a very simple term so that we can all understand it. When I always say Hebrew think this way, Hebrew think that way. So I will start with English definition. Like I said earlier, the word image and likeness sound the same thing, right? We use it as the same thing in our normal English language, right? Normal way of speaking in English, right? But in Hebrew, there are two different things, right? Which I'm going to review in a moment, right? So let's start with image. Image in English is simply defined as a visible representation of someone or something. So that is image in English. It's a simple image in English is a visible representation of someone or something. That is image. That is once you like if me now, my picture that is showing in this TikTok that's my image, right? That's English. That's how I understand, but it's deeper than that in Hebrew, right? In Hebrew, or it's deeper than that in Hebrew way of thought, and also in what they will call Near East thought. You know what I'm saying? The proper word is supposed to be using is supposed to be Afro-Asiatic way of thought, but because they always do their best to remove us from the picture, right? So they've not used Afro-Asiatic, they will use Near East. So whenever you hear Near East, just know that it has to do with where you know as Middle East today, where they will consider ancient Mesopotamia or whatever name they call it, but it has to do with us, Afro-Asiatic, which comprise of um, Syria, Babylon, all that land of Shem, any place that belongs to Shem. So that is their way of thought. So there's how they see image is also how the Hebrews see image, right? But what makes Hebrew see it differently is because the Hebrew way of understanding um, image always has to be connected to the Messiah Yahuah, right? So that is the only difference, but they all see the same, right? So that's why I considered us to be Near East, which simply means Afro-Asiatic. So, like I said, in ancient Hebrew way of thinking, or ancient Near East of way of thought, image is kind of different, right? In ancient Hebrew way of thought, image is understood more in terms of representation and function than just physical appearance. So it has to do with function. That's why you guys always hear me say that Hebrews is all about function. That form doesn't even matter. Form comes second. Function is the first. What does this thing? How does this thing function? What does it do? You know what I'm saying? So form is secondary thing when it comes to Hebrew. That's why when they said Yahuah look at the art, not the appearance. It doesn't mean that Yahuah doesn't like care about how we look or what we wear. He cares. That's why he actually gave us commandment on how to dress. You know what I'm saying? Not to dress to others. What that means is that Yahuah cares about the intent of our heart, where if it is towards him or it is towards the world, right? So when it comes to image and in the ancient Hebrew, they actually like understand image more than like just something that we just see, something that just represents something. You know what I'm saying? So in that ancient Near East thought, Afro-Asiatic, ancient Near East, Mesopotamia or Middle East, just call it Middle East, right? Image when how they understand image, when you say image to them, it has to do with a statue of a king that put in a territory, in a long territory, that to show that king's authority over that territory. What does kings do? Kings rule over that territory, show that kings rule over that territory and it exercise its authority over that place. So that is how they understand image. So in ancient Hebrew covenantal way of understanding image, right? So when image has to do with Yahuah's authority, Yahuah's authority, right? So when he said, I will make, when he sent prophet or he sent anybody, that person carries Yahuah's authority. That is how our people understand, way on understanding image. That's why you see them, they respect prophets so much. They respect prophet, they respect priest, they respect teacher, the teachers, which is the priest, and they respect the kings, right? Because the way of thought actually let them know that this person is Yahuah's authority, like Yahuah's representative, right? That is one thing that is in us that we do not know. The reason why I'm doing all these things is because I want us to all know us human as we function. Because once you know yourself, you're able to know why you do this thing, why is this like this, why when somebody say this thing, how you react to it, you're able to know yourself, right? because our enemy, Ashatan, he knows us very well, right? That's why he helped to design a system that is always in attacking our soul, our spiritual life, right? So, but once you're able to know yourself very well, you know who you are, you know what, like you know how you were made, right? You'll be able to see that coming, and you're able to know how to dodge it. So I shall try understand all these things. So that's why they program our people in such a way that you see them follow these false religious leaders, right? With their whole heart. You know what I'm saying? Defending them and like giving their life, their soul to them. You know what I'm saying? So because these people understand this thing about us, and a lot of us do not understand this about ourselves. So that's why they're taking advantage of us. That's why when Yahushua said, seek first the kingdom of Yahuah, and all that will be given unto you. And there's a scripture that said the kingdom is within you, right? It was actually saying, first of all, discover yourself, right? You need to discover our identity, whose image we are made on. And get what I'm saying? And from there, we'll be able to know our authority. You know what I'm saying? So that is one thing about us, children of Yahshua. We always understand what it means to like image, because we see things and we understand things differently from the other ways of the world. Everything about us always has to do with the Most High. It always has to do with covenant, like tithing to a superior power, to the Most High. That is why if you see us, if we should fall sick, we will never first of all get medical attention. We first of all seek spiritual healing. We understand these things, how these things function, right? So there is nothing wrong with that, because that is how we are. That is how we were created. That's how Yahuwah made us, right? So, but as time goes by, we have deviated from that, but we still carry that character, right? So that way we not even know we have image, but we don't even know the image that we have. So when Yahweh said in Exodus 20, do not make any graven image for yourself. Remember, he said for yourself. Why? Because I've already made you in my image, right? So why should you make another image for yourself? So image is more than just physical appearance. It has to do with your identity, who you are as a person, right? So when he said in Exodus 20, do not make image for yourself, any graven image for yourself, it means do not try to alter yourself aside from what I've given you. Like, do not try to take on another identity apart from the one I've given you, right? So that is image. That is why the words in scriptures are way deeper than the way we understand them in English, right? If you really say the Hebrew, you understand. You see sometimes the prophet, they will use one word like 2 times or 3 times. There's a reason for that, right? So when Yahweh said, do not make image, it means do not take on another character. Do not take on another identity. Do not take on another character, or do not take on another way of thought, another imagination. Let your mind continue to be in a state that I've set you apart to be, right? So that way you will always represent my authority. You always show true representation of my authority. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say do not make image. It was way beyond just carving something to be worshipped. That's why idolatry, carving putting any image to be worshipping that image is highly satanic, rebellion and evil in the eyes of the Most High. It is highest it is insult to the highest order to him. Like it is, I don't. I'm looking. There's not even word to use for it because I don't even know. Like you actually saying that because the Hebrew word that is used for foolishness is actually the word that put al like al represents strong authority or strong power. So the Hebrew word for foolishness is like la. When you bring the lamed right in front and you put the aleph second, so that means like you like it means nothing. It means useless. Let me put it that way. I'm looking for the right word, but that's what it means. Like what I'm saying, aleph stand for strong authority. So when you yes opposite, thank you. So opposite of strong authority actually means no authority. That's idle. Exactly. No power, no authority. It's nonsense, useless. So I'm gonna thank you for that. So that's why when Yahuah said, "Do not make image," it was way beyond. Do not just carve something to worship. It actually means do not insult me. Do not actually the image. Most of image in this case actually go beyond us insulting Yahuah. It actually has to do with us, right? Now, if you notice in that same Genesis 1:26-27, the word that repeated was image, not likeness. And Yahuah said, let us make man in image and our likeness. But in 27 it said, and Yahuah made man in his image. It actually shows you that image is a role. Like you know what I'm saying? Image is image is an identity. Image is a vocation, right? Image is office. Image is function, authority, right? So that is image in the ancient Hebrew way of understanding the word image. So now let's move to the word likeness. And before I move, the word image in Hebrew means the word Hebrew image in Hebrew is tselem. It begins with letter zadi, and it has to do with desire. The letter that begins that word has to do with desire. That means in human they will always have that desire. So that means Yahuah has already put desire in us to always desire to be like him. What I'm saying, always like it's not something that we have to be forcing ourselves to do, right? So when he created man, he created Adam. So he put that desire that's why I said, let me make me in my image. He will always like be my representative and my likeness, right? So that means man will always want to be like Yahuah, like he's like that was the original state of man that Yahuah created man. So man wouldn't have to force himself to try to know. He has already programmed us that way. Then, yeah, if that's the right word to use, yes. So that was the reason why I was trying to break down the other time the two sides of us, right? And also try to point to desire in us already. As far as we are human, 100% human, they always desire because that word salem means desire. So are we trying to desire? Are we desiring to be like Aleph in Adam? Sorry, the air part in Adam, or we are desiring to be like the dam, which is the flesh in Adam, right? That means if you study that very well, you know that there are two sides of Adam. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sense so that because most of those things that looks like it's difficult to understand in the Brit Adash in the New Testament. If you actually paid close attention to the Genesis and study that origin, you know what I'm saying, or that origin of things. So when you hear some things in the New Testament or hear Yahushua say some things, you have that understanding. So now, that is why I said there are two sides of Adam, right? So we are not going to discuss about that today. So I was talking about likeness. So what is the meaning of likeness in Hebrew? likeness have to do with how, remember, image is authority or a rule. Image is authority and it's a rule. So in Hebrew mind, image is authority. When somebody carried image of Yahuah, he carried the authority and rule of Yahuah, and that was what Yahuah called Israel to be. Remember, the whole world has already, let me not go ahead of myself. Remember, he actually said them, I've set you apart to myself. So, other words, I've set you apart to carry my authority. You know what I'm saying? So, that means you have to be able to do what I do, what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Create things like righteous things that continue to keep my creation in perfect way. You have to keep my creation, all the things that are created, including animals. That's why if you study scriptures very well, you understand that we have rules on how we deal with animals, right? A Torah keeping person, a true-born descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, children of Yashael, we know how we deal with animal. We treat them like something that has emotion, something that has life in it, right? Because they do have emotions, especially the pets, those ones that are very close to us. So that was so likeness likeness means like how, likeness is how the word demut is how that image is expressed, right? That how that like how what do they call it? Is it reflective similarity, right? So how the image of the king is expressed. Example, if I put, okay, let me use general picture that everybody knows, right? If image of Donald Trump, his picture is in Ghana, right? So that is just image. It doesn't, like, that is just image. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have any function, right? But in Hebrew time and in biblical way of understanding image of Donald Trump being in Ghana actually shows that Donald Trump authority and character is in Ghana, right? So that image would express authority and character of Donald Trump. So that's it. So image is the representation is established. Image establishes rule, right? That's why it's office. You know what I'm saying? Is how you function, right? Then character is the so then likeness is the character. Is how that image is expressed, right? So that's why a lot of people misunderstand those two words. People think that the words has the same meaning, but it's not in the original Hebrew. So likeness has to do with resemblance in character, and likeness has to do with how the character resembles the image or how that character is expressed. So likeness equals character, conduct, and way of life. So you know what I'm saying? So when we carry the image of Yahuah, it's not that when Yahuah created Adam, it's not that he created Adam in his own image. No, actually put like Adam in a state of all like 100% living like him. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said Adam was like angelic being. The only thing that differentiated them from angels was that they were made out of soil. They were made out of clay. So that's it. So image is the authority and rule of Yahuah. In Hebrew, like covenantal way of thinking, right? So when Yahuah set us apart, he set us to beat his image and covenant and to carry his authority. And give us the rule, which is likeness, on how to carry to express that authority and to express that rule and to fulfill that rule that he gave us. That is why no matter how humanity as a whole or children of Yashar has been wicked, Yahuwah always set very few people aside to always continue in that his image. You know what I'm saying? He always put people aside to make sure that these people actually carry out my image and my character. Because if not, then the world is doomed. I was passing by somewhere this during the week, and I heard people having conversation, and the other person was like, "Do you know that?" That means people really know that they are wicked, and they know that the world is wicked, right? And somebody said that, "Do you know that no matter how wicked this world is, right? There are still people that they use God, right? God has put aside for himself that will not follow the wickedness of the world." They actually said it, right? So that means everybody knows that the worldly way that how they are living, go and say I'm the king, um, um, the things they are doing is actually not good, but just choose to live it anyway. After all, everybody is living that way, so there's nothing wrong with it. So that is the message I'm trying to pass. So that means humanity when Adam lost when Adam and Toa took in that fruit, they lost um, the character, the something that was put in them that's supposed to make them to always live like Yahuwah in when they were created in original form, but they still carry the image of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? They they still carry authority and role of Yahuwah, which that role is they still be able to imagine, to create things, to imagine things and make it come into existence the way Yahuwah did it, right? Example, man can use the same clay that Yahuwah used to make us. You can use it to mold another thing like looks like man. The only thing is that we cannot give that thing bread the way Yahuwah give us bread, right? So that means we are still carrying the image and role of authority. Things that Yahuwah was doing, you can able to do it. That's why if we go back to still Genesis, Yahuwah names all the animals. Sorry, names other things, but he allowed man to name animals, right? You know what I'm saying? So Yahuwah actually make man the same way he has dominion over his creation. He also give man dominion over his creation, but man has to function according to the order or to the settings according to his nature, right? That means the same way that Yahweh is treating the nature is creation. That is the same way those who represent him has to treat those his creation, whether animal, plant, or anything. You know what I'm saying? So when Adam took in that fruit, they lost image. Sorry, they lost likeness of Yahuwah, which is character of Yahuwah, not image of Yahuwah. So even atheists today, people who claim that there is no there is no God, that's funny anyway, and foolishness anyway. And those who claim to um, be traditionalist or worship anything that they choose to worship, they are still carrying the image of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? They are still carrying that ability of like doing a lot of things. They still carry the authority of Yahuwah, but they have lost likeness, character of Yahuwah. Thing that's supposed to make them to that reflect that like Yahuwah's character. You get what I'm saying? They are expressing image of Yahuwah, but they are expressing it with another character. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always try to warn people not to be pay too much attention to the Satan ugly side, to the devil's ugly side, right? Pay attention to that to his beautiful side. You know what I'm saying? That side that looks similar like Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? I usually use. Yes, exactly. That's what Satan is trying to do. Yes, you actually got that. Once they have the mark of the years, they both lost both the image and year. That, as a matter of fact, we are going to treat Revelation. That's why I actually want us to understand Genesis first, right? Because the beginning is in the end. Sorry, because end is in the beginning and beginning is in the end. So that's why certain part we should be pay very close attention to is that side that looks like real. You know what I'm saying? It's very difficult for someone to be able to identify real money and fake money, right? You need some extra looking, and most of the time you need to look very well to know the difference, right? Because they always look the same. So that is one thing that Satan has been able to do. We still carry the image and authority of the Most High Yahuwah, but how we express that image is not how we were created to express, right? We express image of Yahuwah falsely, aka false religion, right? And many false whatever thing that Satan has used people um, to create. So we still carry that authority, we still carry the image, but that we express the image is we are not expressing his character. We are not expressing it in his according to his character. We are expressing it according to somebody else's character. You know what I'm saying? That's why Satan ugly side is just a distraction, right? It's that side. It is that side that is very difficult to it is that side that looks like Yahuwah, that looks like real, like that fig tree that Yahuwah, that Yahusha crossed, which actually symbolize false character. You know what I'm saying? So it is that side that we should always pay attention to. The fake side, the similarity of Ashatan with Yahuwah, the copycat side of Ashatan that are trying to copy Yahuwah, those are the side we really need to be watchful of, watchful of. You know what I'm saying? Because that is his real weapon. He wants to be like Yahuwah. So he will use the image of Yahuwah, which is human, and but that image would express his own character, Satan's character, not Yahuwah's character. So now, because Adam lost that Torah, right? So sorry, Adam lost that image. Sorry, he lost that character. He lost the likeness of Yahuwah, the character of Yahuwah. That is when Torah was introduced. Please, I want all of us to understand that while Adam and Torah were in the garden, right? They did not have to do this, do that. Why? Because they are already in like living like Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? So the Torah then to Adam and to Adam and Torah was just do not eat that fruit. That was the Torah. That was the commandment. That was the instruction. That was all. So, but everything else they did not have to keep the Shabbat because they are already in rest. They were not like, you know what I'm saying, in this state that we are, and they were clothing like angels. So their clothing were not dirty. The clothes was just white, purely like angels, the way angels are living in Shamaim, right? That is how it was. So when they lost that character, so that's when Yahuwah now gave Torah. Now Torah did not. Yes, they will see. Yeah, they're still living under Shama, Yahweh's promise and rest, yes. So when they lost that that state of living, that was when Torah was introduced. So Torah was introduced to always guide as Yahuwah's voice. You know what I'm saying? That's why he call it the breath of Yahuwah, which means spirit of Yahuwah, to always guide us from that direction. You know what I'm saying? That will always make us to always want to like kind of express that Yahuwah's character till the end, till we are restored back to that first state, to our original state, like the way Adam and Torah was when Yahuwah created them. So all of us, anybody that comes after Adam, we're made in the image of Adam, not in the image of Yahuwah. And I will prove it. Let's go to Genesis um, But I mean, sorry, not image. Sorry, that's a mistake. Made in likeness of Adam, not in likeness of Yahuwah. That's a mistake. We still carry Yahuwah's image, right? So even the people that hate Yahuwah, they still carry Yahuwah's image. But Adam carried Yahuwah's image and Yahuwah's character until he ate the fruit. So let's go to Genesis 4, no, Genesis 5, read from verse 1. And once we begin to know Hebrew, we will understand why the writer always give us, like, always have to mention particular word, so that way, as a student, right, you always have to pay attention to word after word to make sure that you actually understand what the message that the writer is trying to pass down to us. Can somebody read to me Genesis 5 from verse 1 to 3? Anyone?
This is the book of the genealogy of Adam. In the day that Elohim created man, he made him in the likeness of Yahuah. Male and female he created them, and he baraked them, and he called their name Adam in the day they were created. And Adam lived 130 years and brought forth a son in his own likeness, after his image, and
Yes.
he called his name Shet.
Yes. Did you see that? Now, the account, if you observe very well, the writer actually shows you, he said, this is the account of generation of Adam. If you pay attention, if you go to Luke, even Matthew, you see this thing again. You tell you this is an account of generation of Yakusha. It actually shows, like what I'm saying. That's why I've done video about biblical genealogy, right? Like I said, scriptures get rules, right? So it actually tells us in the first verse that Yahuwah originally made man in his likeness. You see, it did not repeat the word image, right? I said image is, so he has already make the statue, make us like, get what I'm saying, the representation and the rule. He said likeness. That means Adam was like I said, character of Yahuwah. So that's what the writer is trying to tell us. Tell us that originally Adam was like Yahuwah in everything. That's why when Yahuwah told him to name those animals, he named them according to how Yahuwah named things. Remember, it was Yahuwah that named Adam. So, and that 2 weeks ago, I actually said that Adam doesn't just mean man. It has to Adam. These psychology people, they are really wicked. Once they know the Hebrew, once they understand Adam, they understand that if you really want to break Hebrew letters down, go into those mysteries to understand, it actually tells you every characteristic about man. So they use that to manipulate man. So they use that to create a study called psychology, to how to know everything about man, to become like that way. Use it as a tool to control the population, right? So Yahuwah actually names Adam according to the function of man, right? According to all the function of man, right? If you really want to understand Hebrew pictograph, you get what I'm saying? So, and he named all the other things like leaf, and get what I'm saying, everything according to their function, right? Now, when he told Adam to name the animals, each of the animals you see, Adam named them according to their function. So in English, you call lion. Lion actually means nothing. It's actually nonsense. But in the Hebrew word, that's why this, is it geography? Not geography. What do they call wild? This people that does the animal wildlife, right? All those video documentary, right? So not that those will just wake up suddenly one day and begin to know those things. These people actually have this secret. Remember, they have this original written text. By original written Hebrew. Both they have the pictograph, they have the paleo, and they have, you know what I'm saying? They have the paleo, the one that they were using during the time of Hamashiach, right? So they understand these things. So what they do, how they're able to come up with those things to tell you how this animal function, how it runs. What they do is they first of all understand the original Hebrew name of that animal, right? So once they understand the original Hebrew name of that animal, they now study the character in the original Hebrew. They now went to the animal where that animal exists. They video it, like pay attention to observe everything about that animal. So then they now, so you see that's how they're able to do that documentary. So how did Adam able to name those animals according to their function? The same way Yahuah named Adam according to his function. It's because Yahuah, because Adam was made in the image and the likeness of Yahuah. So it was like Yahuah's similarity, right? Not equal. You see, that is when these pulpit criminals, pulpit pimps, that's where they get it wrong. When they said, because scripture said that we are like Yahuah, actually means that we are God. That the way they use it, we are God in ourselves. It has something to do with equality, but it has everything to do with like being all and living in the nature of somebody, exactly like that person. Doesn't mean you guys are equal, but it means that you are completely in alignment with that person, right? So that's what happened. That's how Adam was created. But when after he took in that fruit, he now began to develop some desires for himself. Remember, I said that word Salem begin with the letter Zadi, right? It has to do with desire. So when Adam took in that fruit, he began to have another desire other than Yahuah. So us, you know what I'm saying? So before it was always desired ways of Yahuah, think like Yahuah, you know what I'm saying? But after the fruit, he was able to develop another desire for himself. Remember the same way Yahuah was able to sit down and have desire to create a man. You know what I'm saying? So that same way, man can always, because we carry image of Yahuah, can always sit down and be able to generate our own desires. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see people sometimes people will behave or think some kind of way or act some kind of way or talk some kind of way, and you'll be questioning yourself, this person some kind of human, right? Because that person has deviated from human to kind of developing some kind of evil. You know what I'm saying? Was not originally that person not originally created or made to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So the same way Yahuah was able to sit down, imagine his creation, imagine the alphabet and put them together, put each word together and speak, and they come into existence. So that same way, man can sit down, can have imagination of be able to do things, whether righteous or evil person, whether the person keeps the Torah or not. As far as the person is still 100% human, still carrying the image of Yahuah, that means still carry that authority, still have that ability to make things, imagine things and make. That's why in Genesis 6, Yahuah said, and all the imagination of man were evil, right? So not you know what I'm saying. So all the character, like all they could think of invention, all their invention, all the thought, all the things they could think of was to destroy the creation, to destroy humanity, not to keep it going, not to keep humanity to move forward or to continue to be the Yahuah's workmanship, the way Yahuah created us to be. So that is the Hebraic way of understanding. Now, that same passage, if you follow again, you see the writer tell us that, and Adam lived and begot a son in his own likeness. You see, he did not say image, in his own likeness. Now, he actually let us know that now this person now was going to the same desires, like the same down side of Adam. Remember, Aleph, there's two sides. The same damn desire side of Adam will going to be in this person, right? You know what I'm saying? So now all of us now we should begin to have these desires like that originally Yahuah did not put in us, right? Yahuah, we do not have that. Or sorry, Adam did not have that, but immediately took in that we begin to develop that desire. So all of us that we made in his likeness, that means we begin to take after his character. You understand now? So before, our desire, everything was to live like like angels, like Yahuah in Shamayim. But after we take on Yahuah, after Adam ate that fruit, we begin to desire to something else. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the writer carefully let us know that this child was made in Adam likeness, not Yahuwah's image anymore. So that's the point those are the things I really want us to know. Those are just very few I'm able to point out about us being made in the image of Yahuwah. So that's why, like I said earlier, so that's why Yahuwah give us Torah to always guide us in the direction that always make us to reflect his character. Why? Because we carry his image, right? So that means we are, at least our character is supposed to always express his image. You know what I'm saying? So that way, no matter how humanity will always go in the ways of the dark, no matter how dark humanity will become, there are still some people who will still retain that character of Yahuwah. All human carry image of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? That means they're able to create, they're able to do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way like Yahuwah, but very very few of human carry likeness of Yahuwah, carry character of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Hebrew word for resemble, the word that is used for demut, the word for likeness is the same root word for dome, which means earth, like soil. So we are to either we are in likeness of Yahuwah, either Adam is in likeness of the air part or is in likeness of the dam. Did you see it? I hope I'm able to. Yeah, you see, I said there are two sides of Adam: the A side, the Aleph, the A side, and the dam side, which means blood, flesh, right? So when we are in likeness, we have to be in. There's no how we can be between. That's why Yahushua said, "There's no two ways about it. Either you are with me or you are against me. That's it. Either you worship me or you worship your belly, worship your flesh." So that's it. So Torah is that thing that's supposed to always guide us in order for us to be able to express Yahuwah's image wherever we are. So that was the purpose of Torah. You know what I'm saying? So that means if you understand the first time, something that makes man to lose is the likeness of the character of Yahuwah was Yahuwah said, don't do it. A man did it, right? So if you notice exact same thing again, so that is sin, right? So if you notice exact same thing again, in Torah, Yahuwah said, do not do this. And we have man today saying, do this, right? So that means that means when we obey, we do not do, we are carrying character of Yahuwah. You know what I'm saying? But when we do things that I said do not do, that means we are obeying to another authority, we are expressing character of someone else, which is character of rebellion. So that's the image of that is the proper Hebraic understanding of image. Now, let me go a little bit deep into this. Remember when Yahusha told his disciples, children of Yasharal, I've sent you into the world to do what? To teach them my command. I want all of us to reason this way. Those were the image that he sent. We are his image, right? I've given you authority. That's what it means. I've given you authority to go into the world. To do what? To teach my commandments. So how do we now do that? It means that we are not going to teach anything other than what he taught them. Actually, he told them, teach them what I've taught you. You know what I'm saying? Did I tell you to disobey my heavenly Father? No. Did I tell you that the commandment is done away with? No. Did I tell you to that? What did they call that thing? Did I tell you humanism? That humanism means that you have to, like, can do anything, like whatever thing you make up your mind to do, can do it without the Most High, right? No. Did I tell you that Yahuah, you get what I'm saying? I told you to always obey Yahuah, keep his commandment, live in peace and in love with your brothers and your sisters, and be your brother's keeper. And that's why I taught you. That's why, and that is what I want you to go and teach the rest of the world, so that there can be peace in the world. You know what I'm saying? So now he was speaking to specific people. He wasn't just like telling the rest of the world, or telling everybody in the world, or telling anybody that just wake up and carry scripture and decide to read, right? He was speaking to people that he had covenant with. So now, to show you how important image is and how powerful image is. So when Hashatan wanted to, so what did Hashatan do? He has to assume the image, right? He has to assume the image of that, because once you assume the image, you now have authority. Do we all understand now? You see what I'm saying? He has to assume the image, the real people that Yahuah give authority. So once you assume the image of those people, we now have the authority. Now, while the rest of the people, he actually create a system that deceive them to actually create another identity for themselves, which actually contradicts what Yahuah commanded them in Exodus 20 not to do. When he said, do not make another image for yourself, do not create another identity for yourself, or take on another character. You see how Satan works, right? So he deceived them to take on another image, while he used some people to take on their own image. So that way he take on their authority and their power. So now they become slave to that authority. Basically, where they're supposed to be the one to lead, now they now become the servant of another authority. So that is why whenever anyone wants to claim authority, what do? They assume image of people of scriptures. You see religion, Judaism, we know the synagogue of Satan. They claim to be the people of the scriptures. They claim to be, you know what I'm saying? Christianity, what did they do? They actually said that when they read Matthew 28, they actually said that Yahuah was speaking to the Christians, as they said, not to the children of Yahshua, the specific people that were in covenant with him. So that way they create a theology called replacement theology. What I'm saying, why? Because they understand the purpose of they have this Hebrew understanding of image and identity. They know that image is not just a picture of that represent. It's not just a visible picture that represents someone. It has to do with the function and how that picture and function and authority and a role, right? So once they assume that the image, they now have authority. What I'm saying, authority that were not given to them before. That's why if you check the definition of fake, you can see that it will tell you that fake is something that doesn't have authority, and fake its purpose is the purpose of fake is because the person that created it is a fake himself, and he wants to use it to deceive. You know what I'm saying? So now all these religions assume the identity of the people. You know what I'm saying? And that is how they're able to express the image of Yahuah, but in another person's character. They express the image of Yahuah. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I said image has to do with the office. It has to do with the role. It has to do with how you function. It has to do with identity, right? So you assume the identity, you assume the role, you assume the authority, and you assume the power, right? So, but they express those things in not in the likeness of Yahuah, but in the likeness of the enemy of Yahuah. You see, that just I can go on and show more example in the scriptures, but we are just going to leave it here for now. So, the bottom line of this message is we all need to remember that as long as we are children of Yahshua, it's just not about the identity. How do we express to the world that we are children of Yahshua? We carry image, right? We carry image. That's Yahshua means we still carry that. People that still carry that original image of Yahuah. Now, likeness is the character that we express to the people wherever we are, that we are the children of Yahshua. So once they're able to see, they can be able to see Yahuah authority and representation in us, right? You can see that this person actually represents Yahuah's authority because they actually express Yahuah's rule. So that is where I will end our today's teaching, so that others can contribute and we can all share our thoughts. All right, family. The floor is open for conversation. We can have our conversation as usual. Oh, should I end it and start it again, or should just leave it? Let's just leave it.
Yeah, you can leave it like this.
Yeah. So the floor is open for conversation.
Well, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, good day, everyone. Thank you, Brother Shalama, for the message that you have spoken. Thank you for clarifying some things to us, honestly. So normally I want to say something, but I think I will have to wait till later. If there's any other person that have something to say, the floor is open for you guys so that you can say whatever you want to say now. So, if not, you can allow me to go ahead.
So, all right. Yahuah's bride. Shamal. Shamal, hope you are with us. Like your picture is not showing. Okay. You are with us. Okay.
Let him go ahead.
So, all right, guys. Okay. Yahuah's bride. Shamal, Ari. This one that they stay with like this. What's happen?
All right. So, good day, everyone. It seems like there's nobody that wants to say anything. Okay. So, one thing we'll have to understand is that the Torah was created, like what Shalama said, it was created so that because when we fell into sin, when we started to experience death through sin, that's when the Torah was created for us to walk in it so that we may be one with Yahuah. But when I was reading the book of Romans, I was trying to understand certain things about the Torah, why it existed. And, Paul was basically writing to the Romans that, let's say in Romans 2, 3, and 4, that you just because you have the Torah doesn't necessarily mean that you are righteous. That yes, you do the acts of the Torah, but is your heart circumcised? Because Abraham, when he was performing his righteous works, he did not have this physical circumcision that you have, but yes, his works were like his belief through faith in Yahushua was what made him perfect before Yahuah. his belief through faith in Yahuah, sorry, was what made him perfect through Yahuah. And it's the understanding of who Yahuah is that makes you righteous. The Torah is there to give you it's like the works that allows you to basically do the things that leads you to righteousness. But the thing that is most important is the belief in Yahuah, and that's the core concept. But that doesn't mean the Torah is useless. No, because without the Torah, how can we know that we are walking in righteousness? Yes, you can claim to have belief, but if there is nothing to substantiate your belief, if you don't walk in the Torah, if you don't walk in the commands of the Most High, then it's just like you deceiving yourself. And in Book of Romans, Paul was basically saying that if the Gentiles, that you people claim that they are unclean and stuff,
Unclean, yes.
that they are walking, but they are walking in Torah, and they are walking in the will of, despite the fact that they don't even know the Torah.
Yes.
You that know the Torah, you have an advantage, and you're supposed to walk in it, but you don't walk in it. But someone who does not understand the Torah, but is walking in it and understands what the Torah is, and is walking in it, despite the fact that he doesn't understand what the Torah is all about, is more righteous than you. Is more righteous than you who claim to follow the Torah. So belief, faith, and works work together. And when Shalama, he said that when he said concerning that Torah, like Adam and stuff like that when Adam was created in the image of Yahuah, so there was no need for him to be subjected to the Torah, which is true. Adam, he was already in the perfect image of Yahuah, but when he rebelled, he was just like the angels, even a little bit more. But when he rebelled against Yahuah, that's where the law now came into place, that okay, there is like guardrails, because the Torah is supposed to be like guardrails, so that our people will not walk into lawlessness and become completely reprobate and unfit for the master's use, unfit for Yahuah's use. Hold on, I'm coming.
All right, so let me add to what you said. I hope you all can hear me. Shalom, everyone.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
So basically, what Shubomu was saying, there was something I said earlier today, talking about belief. In order to fully recognize our belief, we have to learn that belief comes from love, and love comes from obedience. Because without obedience, Yahushua said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So basically, if we believe in Yahuah, we have to love him. If we love him, we have to be obedient to him. So basically, belief can't just come in without the love and without the obedience. We have to have obedience to Yahuah and his will and his commandments and all of Yahuah's desire to build our love for him. So without love, Yahuah will know we believe in him. There's no belief outside of love and outside of obedience. That is just the thing. And also, when talking about the characteristics of us being made in Yahuah's image, just like when Shalama wanted to end the presentation, he said something. He said, though these people they are this group putting on the image of Yahuah, but using it in another way. The thing is, the characteristics for us to fully use Yahuah's image is the truth. The truth is that characteristics for us to fully embrace Yahuah's image, because without the truth of the scriptures, we can go around with the scriptures not even having the truth about the scripture. Without that, we are empty of the characteristics of Yahuah. That's just what I wanted to add for now.
All right, yeah, that. Thank you for that, Samuel. So, like you said, without love, you can't have the characteristic because Yahuah is love. Is the very embodiment of it, actually. So, when man fell into sin, in book of Second Ezra, it said that they do not think upon the multitude that perish, but when they had liberty, they despise the Torah and they make a mockery of the commands of Yahuah. When we have this kind of issue where our people, the people who were supposed to be like the guardians of the Torah, are supposed to be keeping the Torah, teaching the nations on how to guard the Torah and stuff. When they become, they've abandoned the Torah and they rejected it. Because what happened during Yahushua's time is that they knew the Torah, they walked in it, but they did not understand the nature of the Torah. They were oppressing each other with the Torah. They were bringing in traditions of men, trying to pollute it with, the teachings of Yahuah and stuff like that. But this one now, in this time now, they've actually tossed it away because they believe that there's no need for the Torah. When the Christianity will say, oh, the law is done away with, which is not true. The law is still very much in effect. The only problem is a lot of people are being taught by leaders who have a covenant with Hashatan. They have a covenant with death, and they are working after that covenant. And because the part of the covenant is to make the people of Yasharel far away from Yahuah, to take them far away from the Most High, they have to continue to teach lies, teach deception, and lead many people away from the truth. And another thing is that they have to harden the hearts of people so that people will not accept the Torah. And that's the most important. That is the main goal. To harden the hearts of people so that our people, most especially, so that our people will not follow after the Torah, and even the Gentiles too, because the Torah is like one law for all mankind. It's like a law that was created for all of mankind. It's just that Yahshua made it a culture. They made it like their very existence, their very being, their very attributes. That's the ancient Yahshua. Our people still don't know who they are. And like what Samuel said, you can't claim that you want to follow Yahuah without loving him. There are people out there that they say, oh, they follow Yahuah, they want to serve Yahuah and stuff. They are serving Yahuah and stuff. Sorry, I want to say they want to serve Yahuah. They are serving Yahuah and stuff, but their fruits, one, does not reflect that. Second, they don't have love for their neighbors. They don't have love for the people around them, and they don't have deep love and deep reverence for Yahuah. Most of their love is just lip service. I think it's the book of Isaiah. It says that they honor me with their lips. They honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far away from me. And if you look at First John, which says that the book of John, it says that if you say you love Yahuah but you hate your neighbor, then you are a liar. Then the truth of Yahuah is not in you. And like what Brashalma said, you need to love it's mostly love. You need to love Yahuah with all your heart, and even Yahusha said it: love Yahuah with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your might. And the second commandment, which is love thy neighbor, upon these two law hangs all the upon these two commandments hangs all the laws and all the Torah and the prophets. Upon those two commandments, and that is the basis of the Torah in on itself is love. So that's the very very roots, the very very foundation of it, and love is found in Yahuah. So that's all me I have to say for now.
Bro Shalom, unmute yourself or we can't hear you.
I was actually
Okay.
talking to you. I said, okay, so over to you. I did not know. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I actually wanted to put something on my mouth before. That's why I said I wasn't ready. I mean, today's topic is so nice. Like, it's really something that a lot of people are supposed to be listening to. I don't know why most of those people in our group are not coming here. I don't know what their problem is, honestly. Some of these topics are really very, very important, especially this one. Speaking about Yahuwah's image and likeness, that's a big topic. It's not even a topic that one should just crash, because this is exactly who, like, this is like, it's like a portrayal or a portrait of who we are as persons, because Yahuwah's image, the moment you see us, you're seeing him. He said that he made us in his own image, and it's something that you said that really stand out for me when you talk about how we are not supposed to make other images because we already have him, like, in us. We are his design, his image, like, making another image for yourself, like, that really, I don't really know how to, like, put it very very well, but that particular place got me thinking. That's one of the reasons Yahuwah detests images. The way he talks about molding things in your hands and calling it gods or whatever, how the thing so much irritates him, because he used his own hands to mold us. It's like somebody's trying to say, I can do what Yahuwah does. It's like somebody's trying to say that I mean, what he did, I can do it. I can mold something. Like, he made me, I can make something that looks like him as well. That doesn't make any sense. That's an insult. And that's one of the reasons he's so much detest. Our father so much detest anything that has to do with crafting something with your hands, because, like, you're in competition with him. You want to show him that you can do what he did, right? And then, of course, you cannot do what he did because yours doesn't even have. That's one of the reasons I believe that we are the ones that gave those images the power. We are the one that made those things to believe. We are the one that made it, like, subconsciously. We begin to think that, those things actually have power, but they don't. They are not. It was with time I got to understand that some of these things, right, they are just there because we actually gave them that right to be there, right? Those things, those images, like all those things that they will bring Amadioha, and they will be bragging and doing incantation and saying, Amadioha, go and do this. It's a lie. It's a big typical lie. Those things that I with time, like, as I was about like 3 years ago, I began to understand that, listen, those things are nothing but they're just like a representation of something that you actually believe in, like those things are things that are sealing those covenants towards you. They make you to believe that, that thing is what is working, but it's not true. Those things you're doing there are just right. You are allowing spirits, unclean demons, they are the ones that the spirits are the ones doing all those things. But they go to those images and they do do that they are incantation, whatever. And then you think that, can you please mute your can you please mute your mic? Okay, thank you. So those things are actually things that we think a lot of people are foolish. Like, I said, I'm very loud, right? there was a day I was talking. One lady that was doing my hair outside our compound. So I was discussing about Yahuah and all that. Like I was introducing her to her father's name and all that. And when we got on that, she was like trying to get it because a lot of people. The truth is that a lot of people are coming across this name and they're beginning to understand that there's something there. So while I was talking, I did not really see her arguing that it's not his name or anything. She was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, okay, because some people you want to talk to them, it's very difficult, right? It's very, very difficult for you to talk to them. So while we got talking, I have this person that is living in our place that, they're very shady. There's a way they behave, right? And while I was talking, hold on, give me a minute.
Yeah, what right? We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
She said she was coming. She wants to
Oh,
talk to
okay.
you.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, okay, she's back. She's back.
My kids, they came to trouble me. They came to interrupt this season for me. So I had to mute to ask them to leave my room. Okay, so like I said, I said, while we got talking, right, and we began to talk about Yahuah and all that. So I was trying to make her understand that all those juju that you're seeing, all those their Amadio has, all those their thing that they carry and they begin to do incantation and they say, you go and do this, you can do that. It's a lie. It's a lie. There's nothing in that juju. There's nothing that's what they molded. There's nothing there. Those things that are representations of what they believe it's working. Those images are nothing. They are just absolute nonsense. In fact, if you study the book of Jeremiah and Ezekiel, you will see how meaningless those things is. It will give you an understanding that all those things you're carrying are just nonsense. They're just typical rubbish. But the devil is very deceitful. He hides behind those things and he operates. That's just exactly what I understood. He just hides behind those images and uses it for operation. And they will say that they went to so and so place and that thing is working. And if you go to that particular one, that Amadi or her own, the juju is very powerful, is a lie. It's all demons. It's all demonic. They made it to believe that. But demons are the ones operating in those vicinity, in those environments, trying to think that. So those images are things that they typically bring into the matter in order to cause you to get the Most High very, very angry with yourself because he detests it. He does not like it. I'm like, for thinking out loud, right? You carrying something on your hand and you're molding. You mold it and you place it. You say is according to them God, right? And you say it's Yahuah. Like, you don't have respect. I mean, you don't have respect. That day I was talking, I was so loud, like, because some of those topics get me so infuriated that I just want to. You look as if I should just burst. It's very like it makes one very angry, and then you will now discover that some of the people that are even talking to, they'll be like, whatever, we believe in that. So images is something that is really, really very, very important. I told you guys one time that when the Most High asked me to leave the Catholic Church, I had those things in my house, right? All those, their altar, Joseph, Mary, whatever. And Yahuah asked me to get rid of. When I was packing those things, right, I threw one in the bag and I heard, like, I don't know if I should say it's a voice or whatever, it was myself, or I don't even know how to explain that. But what I heard in my spirit was, so you believe that this is a God. That was then, right? Before I got to know the name Yahuah. So you believe that this is Yahuah, that Yahuah is actually in this thing you're throwing inside the bag? Like, I got goosebumps that day. I was shivering, I was shaking like this. Because I was throwing those things inside a bag, inside a one sack bag like that. And something is telling me, so you believe that the creator is inside this thing you're throwing inside bag? Like, can you let me? That day, I got goosebumps. Like, my mind was like, what? I mean, that was really something else for me, right? Somebody crafted this thing with their hand, and that's why I detest all those images. I have disgust for those images. I have disgust for those images to the point that somebody chats me up on WhatsApp and I see those images like on their DP, whatever, I'm not keeping my chat with you. I don't want to be looking at it. I don't want to scroll and pass and see. And I'm deleting my chat with. I'm not joking. The last Reverend Father that chatted me up, I said, Ada, how far? We're going to ordain him on whatever, whether it's November, whatever, I should come. He had that Mary images, that one they call St. Maria's, of course, but they call it Mary in the Catholic Church. He had that image on his DP. And after our chat, I deleted his chat. I don't want to see it. I don't want to look. I don't even want to look at it. I don't even want to see it with my eye. That's how much I detest those things. That's how much it irritates me. It triggers something in me that I don't want to, I don't even like I don't even want to see it. And that really will tell you that you see all this image thing. The only image that we have is Yahuah that is. That's why he said that he is in us, that he is in us. So we don't need to make anything else, because you making anything else, like telling him that he that resides in you don't need him. You need something else. You don't have respect. You can do whatever you want because he gave you dominion. Now you can act however you like here on earth, and then you think that you're going to go scot-free. The image of him is that his image. That's which he is. That his image is what he is. That's why a lot of us, for we to be, a lot of people a lot of people ask the question: Are you like Yahuah's image? Like that is to ask that literally asking you, are you representing him, because you carry him in you. That's why his word states that greater is he that is in us than he that's in the world, because he is inside of us. He's here. He's dwelling in us. That's why our body, the scripture said that our body is the temple where he lives. So when you create images, you tend to drop it somewhere in your house. You carry it around in your mind. It's right here. You believe in it. Before I removed the rosary from my neck, I used to wear rosary, those crosses. Those are what they call it. Is it chaplet? No, it's not chaplet. Rosary is the chaplet. There's this other one they call medal. Yeah, medal is those one they craft different images of St. Michael, this one, that one, and you wear it on your neck, those things. Do you know that it was that day, the day I tore it up my neck, I knew that the Catholics is a very demonic place. Like, it has a strong hold that holds people. Do you know that even though the voice of Yahuah was telling me to remove those things from my neck, I did not want to do it because I felt that I was going to do something wrong. And at the point, I felt that maybe if I remove it, I would not even leave again. Right? But it continued on and on and on and on and on, until the day I used something, like I used knife and I cut it off my neck. I removed it. When I removed it, I was doing like this on my neck, like as if I was empty. Something in me was telling me, why not put that in back? Better put that in back. It went on and on and on like that until I just had to let it be. A few days later, I became disgusted. Like, I don't even want to see anything like that. When I look at it, I was like, is this what I've been wearing? What am I doing? What was I doing with those things? Like, I was waiting for something to happen and nothing happened. And the only thing I did, what doesn't happen with me, was I got better. I got healed. I got so much clarity, right? All those things that was trying to block my clarity and all that went away. Yahuah does not want anything that has to do with another image. He's the only image that we have. He's all that we have. He is in us. He's indwelling in us. In his likeness, we have to portray whom he is. That is what we're supposed to be doing. His likeness, we have to behave like our father. That's why a lot of people, like, the family you come from is very, very important, because one way or the other, they are going to influence how you are going to behave. Yes, our families matter, right? Like in my house while growing up, I don't know if that is still in existence in my house currently, but while I was growing up, I had fear, I had phobia. I did not want to, I had fear for having boyfriends, right? I don't want to keep any boyfriend, because my father and my mother made me to understand that if I have boyfriend, they would kill me, I would die. So even though I had lots of men flocking to me, that's how I was shaking, like, please, people should stay away from me, And that's at the point, like that is good and that is also bad, right? But it has a lot of bad things attached to it compared to the good. It's better for you to let the child know the truth, that, okay, it's not about killing you, it's about this, it's about that. However, a lot of our parents use that style to raise us, right? And it will work for some time. It will not really work forever, right? Because some of the things you've told them that it will happen to them when they go close to a man, and they're like, if you talk to a man, you get pregnant. And I'm talking to a man, I'm not getting pregnant. What's happening? What exactly are you trying to say? Those things are those, because you know what, child will understand that, oh, you've told so much lies. I don't even understand what these people are saying. What they're saying is not making any sense. Some of the things they told me is a lie. I'm talking to man, I'm not pregnant. I mean, you have classmates that are like myself, right? I had, like, in my seats, I have it's only boys that are in front of me, like I sit in front of the class, right? And I'll have boys at the line and at the back, and everybody, Jenny, 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 Jenny. And I'm not, so sometimes I'll be like, I'll be wondering, when you want to come and ask my mom will be like, are you okay? How dare you question what I told you? Is something wrong with your brain? Don't try me, or I'll kill you. Those kind of things. So, you get to a point that the child will now be withdrawn from you, and then the child begins to keep things for themselves because they want to learn the truth for themselves. That's exactly what happened with me. So when we are talking about the where we're coming from, we have to exactly portray the image of where we are coming from, the houses you come from. Just like, for example, when you step out, they say that this one is from so and so family, and some people will be like Tofiakwa, like in our Ebola, they do Tofiakwa for you. That means you come from a bad family. Your family is known for evil activities and wickedness, right? And then some people will see, they'll be like, you come from so and so family, they'll be like, oh, those people are very nice people. You don't have no problem, with them. I remember when me and my husband was about to get married. I did not know. It was later that I got to know that, right? I went from Anambra, from Enugu. Do you know my husband's father sent some people to go to my father's house in my village to go and ask about our family? We did not even know. I didn't know about this. Mama did not even know, right? None of us know about it. It was later they told him, and they went to my village and they asked people about our family, to find out the kind of people that we are. That's interesting, right? And the same thing, my father did the same thing. My father sent some people to go and find out about my husband's family. It was those people, they did this thing, we did not know. It was later that we are hearing that we do our research. When people do all these ones, right? That is to tell you that likeness, because you're going to be like those people you're coming from. Yeah, you're going to be like Yahuah's image and likeness. Like the likeness part is like revealing to us who we are. This is who we are. So no matter how much you try to hide it, no matter how much you try to, that just like the fruit that will bear, it is what states that by their fruits you will know them. That is likeness for you. By the fruit you're bearing, they're going to know who you are. No matter how much you pretend, no matter how much you're hiding, no matter what, that your character is character. Character is likeness. That your character will always show that you are like this, and that is likeness for you. No, we are supposed to behave like our Father has given to us, like the way He has established. Brother Shalama, you talked about the establishment of the Torah after Adam and Eve failed. Just for which Torah is like how do I even put it? It's like something that shows us that, okay, this is what we should always fall back to. Not as if we don't have it. Yeah, we have it here in our heart, but if we should always remind ourselves that this is the rule. Like, we don't have any excuse. Yes, it's written in our hearts, but we also have to read it, right? We also have to read it. We also have to read it every day. Like, I'm working on writing out some things and placing them in my house, even in my kitchen. Some of the healthy meals, I list it, I paste it on my wall, on my kitchen. I want to do things like that. I want to be able to, write out some scriptures. The moment you come into my house, you're seeing the word, right, pasted right there. You have to, as you're going out, you're coming in, you're meditating on His word day and night. Even when you don't have anything to hold on to, His word is right there. You are a representative of your Father here on earth. That means you have to behave in His likeness. You cannot say you are His child and you're full of lies, you're full of envy. Your Father is not like that. He does not have that kind of attributes in His likeness. Your Father is not envy. He's not envious. He's not jealous. He does not kill. He does not steal. He only makes alive. And even when we deserve those things, even when we deserve those killing, when we deserve it, His mercy, He still had to send His Son to shed His blood, so that blood can be, do you know what it means for Him to shed, for His blood to be shed? It's like a continuity forever. That blood is above every other. That's why when you tell me things about somebody is doing juju for me, that sacrifice, if you like, go and kill 1 million human beings, you cannot withstand the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. No billion, in fact, all the people on earth put together and killed cannot withstand the blood that he shed. That's why we have what is powerful. We have that which is above all others. In his image we are made. He is in us and we are in him. In his likeness we also behave like how he has asked us to, in his principles, in his rules, in his regulations, and every other thing in between. I think this is where I'm going to be stopping for now. Rashalama, you guys. All right. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
All right, that was right. Thank you so much for that contribution. That was heavy. You said something about you see about your dad has to send somebody to, like I said something. Is it today or I can't remember when I said that, but I said something that we carry that image, right? There are some things that some characters that we carry and we don't even know how we are doing it. You know what I'm saying? You see, our people understand that good name is better than is it silver or gold? How is it? You know what I'm saying? They understand how like when like name that's like name is also image, right? Name is image and image is identity. So whose image you bear is whose identity you are and the character that you show. That's why I said scriptures will say something like Nimrod like his son. That means Nimrod was an evil man. So his son was also even more evil than his father. And the scripture that said that say evil tree will bring forth good fruit. So our parents understand all these principles, right? So that is why Ashatan actually need to use them. They know they're supposed to be actually be the one to are supposed to guide us to keep the good name, right? To continue in the likeness of Yahuah. Now, Ashatan first of all need to be able to deceive them for us to guide us to follow, to live in likeness of one another. You know what I'm saying? And that is what we are saying. Why? That's why when yes, goodness better than riches. When Shamuel said, and that's what the young people are going through right today. Because just like you said, your parents were lying. Our parents are like typical liars. As a matter of fact, they're actually working for Ashatan, right? You know what I'm saying? Our parents are our parents, the pastors, the politicians are the Pharisees of today. Wicked, they are the Pharisees and the Herod of today, right? You tell the child, Yahuah tell us, do not do this, right? When he told her that do not eat this fruit, it actually tell him why I said you should not eat it, because if you eat it, you will die. You know what I'm saying? That means Yahuah made him to understand. So, but our parents, they will tell you something and they will tell you lies to put fear in you. And it's only Satan that uses fear. You want to control people. That's what Satan wants to control, not to lead. And he uses fear, manipulation, and all and every other thing. And that is what our parents are doing. A lot of parents today are manipulating their children, they're not leading them. Because you actually, if you want a child to, if you tell the child don't do this, you tell the child reason why you tell the child not to do it, that is for the child's benefit. Example, you say, do not stay late. You know what I'm saying? Do not stay outside late. Make sure that you are in the house maybe 8 or 7 p.m. right? So that way you explain to the child that it's not. I'm not just saying. I'm not just telling you not to stay outside, right? I'm actually telling you because of for your own safety. Because outside, around that time there's this, there's that, there's that. You know what I'm saying? It's about your own safety. It's about your protection. You know what I'm saying? And like make that child understand. You know what I'm saying? So that way you are not even the person that has to tell that child tomorrow not to stay out late, right? That child alone has already know that if I should stay late outside, this can happen to me, right? I don't want any harm to come to me. But our parents are not like that. I just have to touch on that point because I actually know that Samuel put something in the chat. The reason why a lot of youth are going wild, like are really like going like so much in lawlessness because of the parents. Believe me, it is the parents. A lot of parents do not know the damage they have done to their children. So that's why I just wanted to add that, and I also have one more thing to add, but I want Umwana to add to say something. But Umwana, Dr. do you have anything to say to us? Or do you even understand what we're discussing about? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Um, Good evening, everybody. Bonsoir, because I'm in a francophone area. Can you really hear me?
Your voice is echoing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but
Can you
it's
hear me?
echoing. Your voice is echoing.
I think it may be one thing or the
I can
environment
hear
where
you now.
I am actually
We can hear
outside.
you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. The topic, just like Sister Adai talked about, the topic he just brought out is a very wide topic that a lot of people, due to the, is a foundational, in fact, it's supposed to be a foundational topic for every believer out there. And then it's not just something you scratch surface kind of basic, but once you're able to have the basic knowledge about the Godhead, you're talking about the Godhead, God being making the image and likeness of Yahuah. I just like we've talked about from where you are coming from, things I have read, books I have read, teachings I have undergone. Even right now, I wouldn't want to even touch it because I can't like pinpoint. Okay, this one is this, because a lot of the time there are a lot of confusing opinion and doctrine. But one basic truth is we are all spirit children of our eternal Father, Yahuwah. Right from the beginning, we were created in His image and likeness. Yahuwah is immortal. Yes, that is one of His nature. Man was made in the image of likeness of Yahuwah. Adam, the first man, as a story recorded in the Bible, though it's a summarized story. It does not really give us the details of what, but give us the important element that we need to know about his nature, about the nature and likeness. So I want to just throw my own understanding towards it. Yeah, you don't need to go far. When we are talking about the image and likeness of Yahuwah, you don't need to go far, because Yahuwah help us to, get the true picture. When they ask him, "Who are you? Who is the Father? Show us the Father." He will say, "I am my Father are one. When you see me, you have seen the Father." And then when we talk about every in this universe on earth here, when we want to talk about image, living things, a goat can never give birth to a lion. Am I right? And then animals, you see the way Yahuwah created things, set things in order. You know that a lion will always give birth to a lion. A dog will always give birth to puppies. So when you come to man, our creator said, "Let us make man in our own image and likeness." May each of us, we are created right in the beginning in his image and likeness. So how are we? If we open our spiritual eyes, you're going to see that Yahuwah is just like us, every one of us. If I want to go deeper for a bit, though we are, what makes us man is because we have this flesh and blood in us. Him being immortal, he does not have how am I going to put it now? Because of the fallen nature, Adam felt in the beginning. He took a different nature was introduced into Adam, which was something I heard I follow your teachings. So that's right from that moment, the fallen Adam, that was the original Adam, the way Yahuah created him, is he lost it. He lost that nature. Every man right from the beginning was created as an immortal. When Adam felt, he lost those aspects. Some only that God being merciful, he still retain the intelligence, the spirit. If we everyone that has been bettered into this earth, into this world, retains that Christ likeness. So if the fruit of a tree does not fall far from the, no, human beings by nature carries something Sister Ada said, and I was laughing in my mind. What you choose to believe, you automatically takes that nature. For those who say they choose to follow a Satan, you will take his nature. If you say I want to follow Amadioha, you're going to display the characteristics of Amadioha. If you choose to follow, I say I want to follow Ekwensu, you will choose to, because that is, man is like, how am I going to put it now? The way we were made, man is like an antenna. You pick signals. That's why this topic is not just for we to understand this topic fully. It's not a surface, but I'm just giving us a kind of a summarized view. We are all children of our Heavenly Father. I don't even want to use that word Heavenly Father anymore, because it's a different thing entirely. Our eternal Father Yahuah created us in His image and
You
likeness.
can also use you are all children of Yahuah. Yeah.
Yes, that is the basic. That is the basic. I want us to understand that we are
Yeah.
all created by Him.
Yeah.
We are not. We didn't evolve from monkey or ape or anything.
You
So
actually made
that is
me.
one. And
I was going to point to go that direction, but I just choose to deviate from that. I just choose to not to go there.
okay, so Christ, when Yahusha was teaching his disciples, he taught them a lot of things that, those things were, I don't know, systematically removed from the scriptures, in order to, control people. But we are going there. One day, he said, as he is, so are we in this world. Talking
Yeah.
about the covenant is not, you make mention of something to a specific people, not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not for
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
It is a specific people, those who have really love him and want to follow him and to make covenant with him. He will reveal things to you. He
Exactly.
will
Yes.
tell you. Yes,
Yes.
you're gonna know.
Yes.
He revealed to them, come and look at
True.
me, touch me,
Yes.
heal me. When remember in
Yeah.
that story about one of the apostles, Thomas, he said, Thomas, don't be an unbeliever, come. That was when, after Christ has, resurrected. I use the word Christ. I don't want to use the word Jesus, because Jesus is not in existence anywhere.
You
When
you can use
Yahusha
Yahusha.
resurrected,
You can use Yahusha or Hamashiach. We use Hamashiach or Yahusha.
yes. So when Yahusha resurrected, he went back to his original nature of the Father. being
Yes.
immortal. He has
Yes.
a body of flesh and bones. He does not have blood anymore running in him. So in
Yeah.
the beginning, man was like that.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
character,
Yeah.
when you read the four gospels, you will note the character likeness, characteristics of the true Christ. You understand? You will know it, and when you want to follow Christ, automatically you will begin to bear those fruits, the fruit of love, kindness. To do your conscience will become activated to love your fellow man. And you always talk about, say, let us love ourselves. Love, say, love you one another. When you love, that is how people will know that you are my disciples. So
Yes.
in that John chapter 20, Christ revealed to us, the scriptures revealed the actual nature of the Father. So he is not different from the Father. He's not different from Yahuah.
Yeah.
You cannot. So you and we are not different. Just as
Yes.
he is, the Father is, so are we. So that's just what I want to help pinpoint or also understand the nature of the Father and his likeness. We are not making the likeness of a goat or likeness of a lion, the likeness of a fish or anything. Man was actually designed. It took our heavenly Father to really make us. Hi, that's this topic. When we have time, I want to say, let us give more topic for teachings about, so that people, when you actually know who you are, your identity, your actual identity matters. Just like you said about
Yeah.
identity and language. When you understand who you are, you will understand the identity, what you carry, the power that you carry as a person, as a man.
Yeah.
You will know how to direct your life, how to live, how to do things. You will not do things like every other person. When that
Yes.
nature, when you come into and take the divine nature of our heavenly Father, automatically you begin to walk in that direction. You will not struggle to love your neighbor. You will not struggle to do things, because
Yeah.
his spirit
Yes.
is in
It's already
us.
inside you. Yes. Yes.
Let me let me just
Yes.
stop there. Thank you
Yes.
very much for the opportunity to speak.
Yeah. Thank you so much, brother, for that. And you said a lot. One thing you really said is Yakusha. Like well, when you, about Yakusha, like actually trying to show us to what we look like. You know, I know you were not here. But 2 weeks ago, I was actually doing my best. The title of was like I was saying, understand yourself to understand Yakusha. That was the title. So this is more like a kind of a continuation of that one. So in as much as TikTok interrupted us and I wasn't even be able to pass down the message, I was actually trying to show us that um Yahuwah like actually created image that, you know what I'm saying, create image for himself, like in his own image, right? He now made us in that image, right? Later, he now revealed the original image of himself. You know what I'm saying? In Yakusha. So Yakusha now come again to show us. That's how Yahuwah play a lot. Like Yahusha tend to play a role of a father, a teacher, a brother. It takes on many roles. Prophet. People actually do not understand. Once you study the prophet, you understand who who he was, and you understand the roles he take. You know what I'm saying? So most of the time they were addressing according to these rules. Hebrew thought they would describe according to your functions. You know what I'm saying? So in English, kind of confusing. That's why I most sometimes I just don't really want to go that side, right? So Yahushua actually came to show us when Yahuwah said, I made you in my image and in my likeness. It actually means you come out of me. This is what I want you to be. That's why Paul said he come to be like example, right? The same way he buried the flesh, let's also bury the flesh with him. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call him son of the Most High Yahuwah. Son actually as the first son, right? First son lead the family, right? So Yahuwah is so wonderful. So as a first son that he's the leader, he's showing us the rest of the children what it means to be children of Yahuwah. You get what I'm saying? So that is why they call him the great teacher, right? So another thing about the whole thing anchored on love, which is what you said, what Shubomi said, what Yahuwah's bride said, and what Shemuel said, is like I said, most of the words, once they are translated in English, they lost the value, right? Like the word love, right? If you understand the word image, you know that it has to do with a role and a character. A role also means that you are given a position, you are in position of doing something or carrying out some kind of activities, right? So, and like I said, the word image in Hebrew has to do with not just picture, right? So it has to do with you actually expressing the character of the image you carry, right? So it has to do with acting for, like acting for, should I say, or acting for that person, or acting on behalf of that person, or acting like that person, right? So it has to do with acting. Like I said, it has to do with function more than just the picture. So the Hebrew word for love, right, is actually very, very, like, if you join picture together, very, very word that once you know, you know what love is. Now let me show you an example of Hebrew love in the scriptures. You remember the book of Acts? Is it Acts 2? Is it Acts chapter 2? I can't remember the verse when it said, and the believers, which actually means and the people who believe in Yahusha, that he was he was Yahuwah, that he was like Yahuwah made flesh, or who people actually believe in him, you understand? That he was the living Torah, right? Realize that all they have was not theirs, and they sold the thing and make sure that so that everybody in the assembly could be, there was no need. That is, everybody could be equal, right? That is Hebrew, the expression of love. Now, if we go back to Hebrew way of love, we will add the two later together. It actually means like you giving to, like you making someone else to become like you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a man and a woman love is actually means that man has given to that woman all that he's supposed to give to her to that woman become like him. You know what I'm saying? So when it's talk about giving, a lot of us failed, right? Because we understand love in English. In Hebrew, it's not just about buying the man the whole earth. It also has to do with spiritual giving, like actually telling her things of the spirit, like guiding her in the ways of the spirit, till she become like you. You know what I'm saying? So once if somebody that doesn't know how to pray, you teach her how to pray, you know that eventually after a while, she will become like you. She will become like she has already developed the character of praying by herself. Like you see that a lot of things you do, like she will take on that character of Yahuwah. Yeah, so that is the Hebrew word for love. So Hebrew word for love is when you actually make that person, the other person, to become like you. You know what I'm saying? That is why if we go back to Torah, a lot of people do not understand some principles. Some principles people use it but just don't understand it. You go back to Torah, it said when the Hebrew servant, when your brother become a servant to you, that is way, way beyond a servant, right? That system actually has to do with love. You know what? So what happens is that when a Hebrew was broke, right? Maybe he was in debt in poverty or was indebted, like he was owing people, right? So he has to go and serve another Hebrew. So what the person is serving is not just serving that person for serving purpose, right? You're actually learning a skill from that person, right? So that person is in position of teaching that person that with the fellow Hebrew on how, like, the way he's able to make his money. Get what I'm saying? The way he's be able to accumulate his wealth. Get what I'm saying? So at the end of 6 years, so that it will also establish that person to become like him. That is Hebrew word for love. It's not some kind of you go to people to go and give them from food that would that not even that not even last them a day. The way like these false fake people do, right? It's not you going to go and share rights for people. It's actually you like giving that person or people like something that make them not to be needy again, right? That's why Yahushua said, "My Father has given everything unto me." You know what I'm saying? Like Yahuwah has handed over everything, dominion into him. You know what I'm saying? So, um, if just like we said, if we break down the word image, you want to break it down, we're actually going to do more on it, right? And do it like a little bit deep in Hebrew way. You know what I'm saying? We'll understand that image also carry in it love. It also carry in it like a lot of things. As a matter of fact, in image you see you see the commandment in display, right? If you want to break down that word image, like want to go deeper into understanding it. That's why when you bring up that topic of some dumb guy. Do you know that guy was a very dumb person, right? He was very dumb. What I mean dumb, I mean dummy. The person that started that idea of human evolving from ape or whatever. He was a dummy. I'm not joking. You know me. When I hear that this person invented this nonsense, I usually go and check their background. And go and check it up. If hope they are not removed from social media. He started as a dummy, like he did not know anything in school, right? So that stupidity in him still make you to think that someone somewhere was evolved from animals. So we evolved. So some human being evolved from animal. Now we now have sense more than that animal, and now we are able to capture those animals and put them in cage. Isn't that amazing? So now we were involved.
Stupidity.
You understand? So once you begin to you know that his name is not actually Darwin. His name is Dumbin. Like his name, like that is his real name. I never supposed to give that guy be that. Not Dumbin, Charles Dumbin. Not be Darwin, because it's highly stupid. And you know the most amazing why I said that this burden is on us for us to make sure that our children did not we have to go through the process of unlearning and relearning, right? At least it's still better for us, we can still do that, right? Our parents are way beyond that. They can't do that. They will not keep pride will not allow them. So we have to even make sure that our children or the next generation doesn't have to take in any foolishness, any form of stupidity. Because the reason I'm saying this is that they are still teaching that stupidity in school, and I am not joking, right? And they are still using that nonsense some foolishness in YouTube or all over social media, that when they are doing documentary or they are doing one thing or the other, they are still like trying to say that we evolved from somewhere. That is highly stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't understand how like somebody will just evolve somewhere and now have sense more than the thing that more than the where like the thing it evolved from. You understand? So I like it when you brought up that topic. You know, that's why I say I don't want to go there. That is another topic that we actually need to talk about another day. But what they were trying to do is that's why I said it earlier. They were giving us another image in order to control us. Remember what I said earlier? Satan always be. That's why you know the difference between Satan and Yahuah. You know, person that working for Satan and person that working for Yahuah. A Satanist will always want to control you. Yahuah, somebody for Yahuah will always tell you, this is it. If you like it, follow. If you like it, don't follow. That's your problem. You know what I'm saying? Because Yahuah Yahuah will not force you. He discipline you, right? He doesn't control you. He discipline, right? He lead you and he discipline you. That's Yahuah. While Satan manipulate, control, and not discipline, like torment. Yes, torment people and make people life miserable, right? So when Shamel, is it Shamel? I think it's Shamel or Shubomi that said that. Okay, Shubomi that said that these people make sure that our people doesn't know the truth. They continue to live lawless. Is because for one purpose. Because if you go to scripture, you understand that Yahushua said, if you are a sinner, that means you are under the bondage of sin. So you know what I'm saying? Because there is no way this system or Ashatan will be able to control you if you are following the image of Yahuah. Yes, there is no way there is no way when you are living according to the likeness of Yahuah, Ashatan or the system will be able to control you. Why? Because now you are highly spiritual. You'll be able to know things. Your Aleph in Adam. You see what I'm saying? That your Aleph side of Adam is active. You know what I'm saying? You're able to see the manipulation. You're able to see you know what I'm saying? You're able to see, you know what I'm saying? You see everything the way they are. So that's why they need to make sure to create a system that looks like righteousness, but a system of sin. So that way you make sure that you are continue in sin. Because once you continue to live lawless, Scripture says sin is lawlessness. So when we continue to live in lawlessness, that means we are sinners. And once we are sinners, we will always be under their captivity. You know what I'm saying? That's why I see that they'll be able to manipulate the whole population. So that's it. That is why I also want to add to what you guys are saying. Yahuah by say, and they were trying to make us people to conform to. Yes, exactly. They try to make us to conform to the image of the beast. You know what I'm saying? So that way, they only told us that we are beast. We are just beast. We are nothing else more than that, right? So that way, you see people acting like beasts truly. You know what I'm saying? You see beasts everywhere these days. Why? Because people believe that they evolved somewhere. People do not believe that they have like they are so I said I don't even know if the word superhuman is the right word to use. That people actually do not understand that they are spiritual beings who are just inside the vessel, right? So they now, because they have tell us that people are beasts, people now become beasts. So that way we go back to Hebrew word I used that the other week, behemoth. In it is just blood and flesh, nothing more, no spirit in there. You know what I'm saying? Behemoth, animal. That's how I'm serious. That is how Yahuah sees people, sees the world. That's why I said, I'm going to slaughter them. In Hebrew, it's only animal that were meant to be slaughtered, meant to be killed, right? So when Yahuah said the great day of slaughter, Yahuah, I wanted to say something. When
I was saying that you will not. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear you.
From the look of things, it's like they themselves came from, they moved from becoming from being beasts to
Yes.
Our
You get my
forefathers,
point.
right?
Yes.
From what I'm seeing historically now, they're actually right on themselves, on their own history, not ours.
Yes.
Yeah, on their own history, not ours. Because
Yes.
from what we're beginning to learn now, it's like the people that pick these people up and something that somebody don't know. Somebody don't need to say yeah or more. You think tough.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes. You need to say it with wisdom. You need to say it without saying it.
Exactly. So they are what they are saying is what they are actually,
Yes.
Moving from they taught us what when we are it's not that they will always leave clues, right? They're actually not totally wrong, but they are wrong about us because they cannot begin to talk about the creation of Yahuah, and then they let Yahuah out of their story because from what they told us during the time they thought, I think it was in just 3 BSS1 human evolution. That's what they call that topic, human evolution, how
Yes.
humans, yeah, how we came to all of it. So there was this big blast, and from the blast, we had different things in the world, and from different things in the world, there were people that the human being moved from becoming monkeys to scavengers to Homo sapiens to Homo habilis to those things. I don't even forget all those way they talk at time. They secondary school. Homo erectus and the likes, and boom, they later they now tell you that the one that is Homo erectus and Homo habilis and all those stuff are different levels in which those people in the different animal forms they were on the floor. Later they started standing. For you know they
Yes.
started moving and all that, and they started standing straight and what have you. And then the real one that later became like this in this form now is Homo sapiens, which is
Yes.
those people, they are I don't really blame people who say that the educational system is designed for a different purpose altogether, and that's a fact, right? That's a fact. That's why I tell people that if you want to go to school, there's no problem. It's good to go at least be exposed and all that, but go
Yeah.
for courses that you know that you're going to use on your own, because you know that if you don't get it, they will disturb you. You know,
Yeah.
like you want to do farming, you don't need to go to school to go and do farming. All you need to do is to go and learn practical farming. You want to become a
Yeah.
business person, you don't need to go and study business in school. I tell you, we're
Yeah.
doing business option. That management that we do we tweak up to every semester. We do 2 business courses, and this or whatever they're saying there is something that we live in as a practical, like a practical life. That even practical will even teach you more than that. That's
Yes.
why when they talk about the Igbo system, I will be laughing at them because Igbo system is the real life, the original one, the real life own that are
Yeah.
releasing millionaires every single day. See young people 18, 19, 20 that millionaires. It's not a joke, it's the real life practical. As young as 13, 14, 15, they don't, if there is no money in the family, they move, they go and learn from Oga. Oga will settle them after 6, 7 years, and that's it. And that's exactly the pattern that the Bible gave to us, that you're made,
Yes.
that you should,
Yeah.
yeah. After this thing, after serving you, after 7 years, you should free them, let them go. And that's the system that they are using. And this now produced millionaires upon millionaires. Currently, there's billionaires and what have you. And this is practical. So when people go to study business in school, I'll be like, what is your this thing? Business administration. I'm gonna be laughing in my way. Business administration for what? You can go and learn. Use how many years? Like since you already grown 2, 3 years, you learn it. Go for what you like and learn it real. And start collecting your money. When there's money there's money stops nonsense. Human beings, they worship money. They don't want to know. The moment they know that you have money, that's when they begin to respect you. You know? That
Yeah.
visa they don't want to give you can buy visa. If you're a millionaire, you get better money now. You want to go to abroad and tell them that it's business that you want to, it's business visa you need. They will give you business visa. ASAP.
Yes.
Than all those struggle
Yeah.
of to go and
That's
travel
true.
anyhow and going there
That's
looking
true.
for work. Suffering. You're suffering. By the time you travel with business visas 3, 4, 5 times, you don't get them out. Anywhere where you table your this thing, your passport, they will give you visa. You go, they travel around the world. I mean, let's be reasonable. So all those things that those people they impute there, they know what they're actually not totally wrong. I'm telling you. That's what they actually are. You know, if you study the story about the Moors, they claim that they are the ones that actually brushed them, that they were like animals. They are the ones that actually picked them up. These white people. Ndocha. I don't know. I don't know if Virgin we got that. Ndocha.
Yahuah, right. Sorry. Let me quickly say something. I believe you and Shubumi must have read it, but maybe you are not paying attention. When you guys read the book of Jasha, is it Jasha or Jubilee? I'm not sure, but either of them, right? About the story of Torah of Babel, right? He actually says that Yahuah turned some people to ape. He turned them to animal, right? I'm sorry, he turned them to like kind of monkey type like. And if I want to describe Hebrew word for animal, it actually means like something that is very similar to human, right? But not really human. In other words, something like looks like human but doesn't carry like kind of human character. And I'm not joking. If you go just, I believe it's in the book of Jubilee or book of Joshua. You can go and read that account again. It will tell you when Yahuah divided them into 3 sections, right? Some he turned them to help, like to kind of animal, and some other he turned them to um, he killed some of them and he do I don't know, I can't remember what he did to some of them, but it's in the book of Joshua. That's what I wanted to say. So that is why you see them trying to sell us that image that they are carrying, and also assume our own image. So that's what I wanted to add to what you were saying.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. It's very like it's interesting to see that things are coming together and making a lot of sense to us. These they are beast. It is still the beast, that beast system that are trying to get people to conform to believe that you are a beast, so that you come from beast,
Yes.
and then a lot of people will just buy into that and become deceived. I know that agreement is key in this world. That's why when Yahuah created the whole heaven and earth, and everything, he said that
Yeah.
in Genesis 28, he has given us dominion over everything. That means whatever you like, do. Me and you people will see on the last day.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
anything
Yeah.
your friends, a lot of people are free to do whatever they like. If you want to serve
Yeah.
beast, serve. You want to serve anyone you want to be doing. You want to be jumping from here to there. You're free to do it. But just do your thing, right? But just know that there is a day that I'm going to hold you accountable for everything you've done. But you see here, I've given you dominion. Do whatever you like here, right? That's why you will have the
Yeah.
freedom. Yes, it's not for somebody. It's not asking you to that you must serve me. If you don't serve me,
Yes.
no. You're free to do whatever
Yeah.
you like. That's why people are doing shit, bro. People are doing nonsense. So hey, people are doing rubbish. I said something happened, right? I used to tell you how wicked people, human beings are, and how demonic this world is. And see, even to the list of even your family member, even those around you, just open your spiritual eyes and be watching, because things are happening in this world.
Yeah.
The one that happened recently. Let me just brief you guys shortly, like very shortly. Something
Okay.
happened. My husband went to buy. He went to buy goods, and this particular goods that he was buying, he was like, when there is an offloading that is being done, right, you have to check the goods and then tell whoever is selling, the importer, whoever, right, how much you want to pay for the goods. So you list them out accordingly, then you write the price and all that. So that's what he did. And unfortunately, everything was supposed to be 4.5, but from what he wrote, but I think he wrote either 4.3 or whatever. So when he gave the man the sheet, like his own preview of the price, the man said, no, let's forget about this. This is how much I want to sell my goods. He said it's 5.5 million. They got talking and he ended up paying that amount of money. Do you know that after like 4 days, the man called my husband and told him, hello, I went through the paper you wrote. You're supposed to write 4.5. You wrote 4.3 million. And my husband was like, the way you use the paper, you told me how much you want to sell your goods and I paid you. And I carried your goods. So that morning when they were making that call, I was actually awake. So I was listening to their conversation. The man said, no. You must give me that 200,000 naira. And my mom was like, we did not use the book again. Now you told me that goose is 5.5 and that you insisted. So we did not go through any, even if I made a wrong calculation there, it's forgone because you did not sell it 4.5 million. What you sold for me was 5.5 million. And this guy was telling my husband, threatening him, telling him all manner of things. I was on the bed, listen. He was saying all manner of things. He said, you must give me that 200,000. If you don't give it to me, this one is going to happen now. As he finished that first call, I told my husband, why did you guys write 4.3 or 4.5? My husband said, that does not mean anymore because that's not how much I bought the goods. I bought it 5.5. And for crying out loud, this man did not even go through any book again. He was talking with his mother. This is how much I want to sell my goods. So anything below that, I'm not collecting. Blah, 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 blah. I said, but you made a mistake. I said, that does not matter. I said, well, you guys are the one doing me. I don't know how to run your own business. So, and if you're thinking about it, he's actually correct because he did not buy it 4.5 million. Do you know what happened next? After this man called my husband the following, kept on threatening. Then the following, after like 3 days, one man called my husband early in the morning, sent him a WhatsApp message and called him, and then told him that somebody brought his name to his kingdom. That that what happened between he and so person, he called his name. That the man claims that he's owing him 200,000 naira, and that his man just forwarded 100,000 to him to use deal with him. That his name is in his altar. This one, that one, that one, this one. That's why I stand up for bed. I go sit down and say, what am I hearing? And the man can say, well, waiting go happen. I say, maybe you say I did rude, but make I just tell you waiting happen. My husband can explain everything to the man as it take happen. The man can say, okay, I'll call you back. After like 20 minutes, he called my husband back. I told him that, Mr. Ilochukwu, you're not at fault. You're actually very right. You're actually very right. Everything went smoothly. You're not wrong here. He did not buy. I mean, you bought it like that 4.3, and then he discovered that it's fault in the calculation. That's when you owe him. But since he did not buy that amount, he insisted that he's supposed to put in a certain amount. There's no issue with that. However, listen to the cunningness of the devil. However, since this matter has been brought to the shrine, and the man is saying, kill, 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 you need to bring 50,000, and we're going to close the case because you're not at fault. That's what my husband said. He said, what? What did you say? Did I bring any case to your altar? I should give you 50,000 to you and close it. They said that's how they do it in tradition. That's how they do it in their shrine. Somebody bring case, so another person will bring money to you and close the case. Mama said, me and you go to the person that brought the case to you and fix. Two of you should fix yourself. Don't ever call me again. The man said they talk on. That's why I collect phone on my brother. You know, say we be fire. I collect phone. I'm sorry, but I had to. I collect the phone from your hand. I tell and say, Oga, tell your kingdom, if people try me, if people try this house, what people will see in your kingdom, you know, go funny. You know, go funny. If they take your kingdom, they brag. I go let you know, say you get the kingdom where I belong with there. They know they mess. They know they don't do rubbish there. How dare you? Okay, go and meet the person that whoever you and him is do whatever you people did, and go and fix yourselves. We don't serve idols in this house. We don't bow down to images, and we don't go to ROC. We don't go to juju. We don't go to voodoo. We don't do no shit. And you can never get our money. You filthy, vile, disgusting human being. Get out and don't ever call this number again. That's what the man. That's what the man say. That's what the man keep quiet. We won't contact as I consent and VN. Nothing why no tell him. That's why people die like chicken. You know, no get sense. Now go they serve a manner of rubbish. That man will be say tell you that thing. We could have try me. When I dare call that name. When I go call in name. Only mention in name. If I kid no born, no say no be our name when I call. Like, I mean, after sending him those messages, Moban said something to him again, and we blocked that man. Now, that other person, the main person, right, that claimed that they were owing whatever, now come on and following. They're not telling me that he's calling him to tell him to give him his money. Mama told him, are you the one that sent my name? He said, I heard that you sent my name somewhere. The man said that is not his business, that all he wants is his money. Mama said that. Mama told him. I saw myself I spark. I constantly follow the man. Mama they talk. Mama they talk. I constant now on VM. So come and say, see all the things people are doing. People should repent from your wickedness. Those things that are destroying your lives. I guess the person juju man where you go meet, call us. They tell us to bring 50,000 where you go take clothes. But why even when you call they ask for? I think when I thought say we did righteous. You guys are filthy and vile and disgusting. Go to anywhere you want to go to. Call anything, do anything you want to do. You can never do nothing. Nothing where you go. This was happening mid last month, right? And then this got me thinking. I told my husband, do you know that the devil is very tricky? The devil just wanted us he's looking for a way to get our money. Like, you know that the moment if Muhammad sends that 50,000 naira because of peace, right? We have given something to an idol.
Yes. And it will
like,
not
it's
stop
like paying
there.
homage.
They will not stop there.
It will not,
You know, right?
do you know that? Do you know that I told my husband that the devil is very tricky. Since he's been looking for loopholes, this and that, he just come like something that looks like as if is no big deal. And then I told that man, I said, my husband will never send you 1 naira, 1 kobo. You will not see. You know why you not see? Because we and you don't have any business. We cannot take the money that Yahuah gives to us out of our suffering and sweat and give to you to do anything with. You will never see our shishi 1 naira. What we did is business with your colleague. Go and fix your matter with your colleague. Don't ever try this number in your life again. Don't ever try it. Now, all those, they are threats and what have you. Now, I want to ask you people now, why haven't they called us for renewal of case? He said that Mama have to be the one to close the case, that without that, they're going to deal with themselves. My brothers and my sisters, the devil is very cunningly wicked. You see this human evolution that they're talking about? Cunningness. They are looking for, they will always look for the simplest thing to make it like, I mean. You see, anybody that has discernment will last, like, because that spirit of discernment that Yahuwah gives to us is to be able to dictate things, to be able to tell one thing from the other. That is very, very
Yeah.
important, especially in this our current time that we're living. If you're not
Yeah.
careful, do you know that we have given that 50,000 naira? We have come into agreement with whatever altar that they have in front of them.
Yes.
If they want to
Yeah.
get us to come to an agreement, and we said no, we don't have no business with you, we reject you. I even told him, I said, I reject, I rebuke, I renounce. That game people play, that foolish game people used to deceive the world, this is to deceive people. Do you know what this man told my husband as well? After my husband explained the business, that the deal and everything, he called him back. He told him, you're not at fault, you're righteous, blah 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 blah. I told him that he's the one that used to do juju for that man, that in case he wants him to, he's not doing business promo for him. Hey, I said, what am I hearing? People are filthy. People are rotting. These people you're seeing that are walking up and down. What you're seeing is juju, pure juju. Nobody believes in Yahuwah. Nobody believes. Even the one that the name they use God, they don't believe in him.
Yeah.
All of them have what they are serving in their different houses.
Yes. Yes.
You have
That's
what
true.
you be doing something with them, you would think that, oh, this one is just whatever. It's a lie, yo. It's a lie.
Yeah.
These people are rotting to the core. So I told my man, baby, did you notice that this man was trying to advertise his business to you? He said, I can't. You know, say if they talk to person, in person no go fit grab. Maybe grab waiting the man. They try tell her. They try tell her and say, they do something so in case he wants, in case you get, because they believe that all of them are doing the same thing. So if he has somebody that is doing for you, you can come and use me now. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
This is. You see all these human beings you're seeing on this earth, no wonder why Yahuwah now the word of Yahuwah is making more sense to us now, because no wonder why it's very, very, those that are going to find their way to the kingdom of the Shamayim, or the kingdom, the world to come, right? Those that are going to be there are very few. A few will find the way. Very few. Out of 100, just 1%, 2%, they pass that one. You can have 100 people here and all you check out their hearts. If you can see their hearts, you see that none among all of them. I was wondering why Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed. You could not find even 3%. Is it 5%? 7% who are not clean? 5% who are willingly serving Yahuwah there. No wonder.
It is 5. You cannot even find 2. Only Lot.
Two. They could not find 2 persons. 2, is it 2 or be 5 or whatever? They couldn't find. Just imagine that amount in a whole, just like the whole of, I don't know if I should say the whole of Nigeria, the whole of Lagos State or whatever. Even at that, even if it's the whole of Lagos State, is it not too big for them not to find, even if it's even 10? I mean, and Yahushua taught us that on the day of judgment, that Sodom and Gomorrah will rise against they will rise against this particular generation. They will say that they're better than them. Funny enough.
Yes, exactly. Somebody says, so long as you don't buy into a shared belief with someone, nothing. Yes, that would someone would would believe. There's nothing that they believe that can affect you. Yes, that's true. Exactly, that's true. That's why we don't believe in all those their nonsense, whatever they believe in.
That's why the law of agreement is very powerful. You see, the law of agreement is a very powerful thing. Very powerful thing. Even if you just like when you want to get married now, and you got married, there's some people say they married wrong, right? Some people say they married wrong, right? Even if you like marry wrong, that's how you have to open your eye very. Even if you like marry wrong, Yahuwah will always still, you will still confirm the covenant that you're in the covenant. It might be wrong. It might be with somebody who is not supposed to be.
Because it's something that he has already ordained from beginning. He has already ordained from beginning.
As long as you have gone and paid that bride price, you are in a covenant with that person.
Yes.
Whether you like it or you don't like it, whether it's you is your wife or is not your wife, destined for you for the foundation of the world, you're on your own. You are in a covenant, and you have to keep the covenantal law and the rules that govern that covenant.
Yes, that's true.
Breaking out of that covenant will the only way you can break out is only if it's actually what's it called, is life threatening, right? Yahuwah does not permit us to die because we are married, right? But if it's hardship and you did don't give any say. That's why you have to be careful, because those ones that Yahuwah have designed, have ordained, he will definitely prosper them. The
Yes.
principle, the law that agreement is very powerful. Agreement is that's why everybody has to be careful with what they are coming in agreement with. Agreement is a
Yeah.
powerful thing. That's why you wake up and have bad dreams and you cancel that dream and say, I disagree. And it will work because Yahuah gave us dominion here. That dominion
Yeah.
is what is speaking that is what is that's what makes the difference. That's why is that dominion that we have that gives us the right to cancel and reject and rebuke and renounce and say I don't agree, I agree. Those are the things that are binding those things because he gave us dominion to choose what we
Give
want.
us
And that's why
authority.
yes, that's why the principle of what's it called? The principle of the law of agreement is very powerful. So when you come into agreement with something, by whether it's by indirectly or whatever, a lot of us come into agreement with things that we don't even know due to bloodline matter. Like some of our ancestors, they went after other aluas, they served other aluas, and because unclean things stay seated in the bloodline. And we came up. We don't even know say get everything they do, and those things are speaking into a lot of things in our life. Then now Yahuah gave us the right to say, okay, I don't want. Even though you served other aluas, I don't want to do the same thing as you. I'm breaking those covenants and I'm coming into agreement without which Yahuah has given to me. That is key right there. That is key right there. You know, I am coming into covenant with that which Yahuah has given to me, and that is key. That is final. This conclusion of the matter. That's why we have a lot of free today. Do you know the kind of things that Yahuah broke me free from? If I tell you the kind of when I was doing fast, I did 21 days fasting, 40 days fasting to break generational curse in my family because I was noticing all the patterns. You can see it clear, like you can see mother's side and father's side. I was in my father's compound one of the times I was fasting and breaking generational curse. I saw a human being that looked like an animal and he wanted to devour me. I did not know where machete or whatever came from my hand, and I slaughtered this thing. I killed in the middle of the compound.
That is the one of Yahuah.
Assad. That was like 5 years ago, right? When I was really going through a lot of deliverance section in my life. I was delivering me from so much that I can't even. That was when it was opening my eyes to so much generational cause. I was seeing my mother's side. I was seeing what was going on there. I was seeing my father's side. I was seeing what was going on there. Due to all those things, I mean, it's very clear, my brother. I had to go into fasting and prayer. Go and take one. Bye-bye. Take one. I have to go through. See, fasting is a game changer. Hey. If you have anything that is so difficult that you don't even know what to do from where, just go into fasting. It will give you clarity. It will open your eyes to the spiritual world. That's when you'll be dreaming back to back. Yahuah will be showing you that, okay, since you've taken your time to dedicate this time to me, let me show you what's happening. That's when you begin to have this kind of series of dreams. And most of them are recombinantal dreams where they try to recombinant it to what you've broken out. Like you are free. And those dreams will reveal to you that Yahuah has freed you. But they are trying as much as they can to recombinant you to those things. So that's why you begin to dreams of eating and what have you. All those nonsense will be happening. You'll be hugging, holding hands and hugging some things. You see letters, you're signing things in the dream. All those things are agreement. You don't even know where you're signing. You don't know if you're signing away your life. So when you wake up, because the spiritual controls the physical, you begin to see manifestation of some of those things. That's why you have to always cancel and come into agreement. If you don't remember, I cancel. But if it's not of you, I reject. If it's of you, I receive. Because the law that governs agreement is very powerful. We have to be very, very careful.
It's spiritual. Yes, it's spiritual. And spiritual life everlasting. Once you come into agreement with something, it likely it's more like that agreement is forever because it's spiritual agreement.
Exactly.
Go and say that's why when somebody going to go and make covenant with anything, that person usually think that the covenant is just for that thing. He doesn't know that it's for the next generation, the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. Because spirit are not like us. That when spirit doesn't die, spirit lives forever, right? So and spirit deal with blood.
And you know, Yahuah said it. He said that if you go after other aluas, I will visit your iniquity unto your third and your fourth generation.
Exactly.
I mean, any nonsense you're doing now, right? Any nonsense you do, right? You have secured 4 generations. And guess what? It becomes a pattern because as long as you've secured 4 generations, your child will continue in the same style with you and secure another 4 generations.
Yeah.
It will not be the same pattern. We keep on going and going and going and going and going on. That's why you see some families for 50 years, no break light, no prosperity, no nothing. Everything is just the same. They're living in the house that's over 50, 100 years ago. It's generational pattern, generational curse. And you see the way Yahuah frowns at all those service to other Aloas. He frowns at it so much. In fact, if you not see David took Bathsheba, slept with her, got her pregnant. Yahuah did not, Yahuah did not, he served some punishment, right? But Yahuah did not abandon him. But guess what? Solomon did the same. And Yahuah said, listen, I see what I will do to you and your And that was how the kingdom became divided. It became a very serious problem. You see, that's the one that I discovered. Like, if you're studying the Bible, you discover that Yahuwah can pardon a lot of things, but you see that service to another that's why he said he's a jealous Aloha. He's jealous.
He's covenant now.
He does not want us to do anything, to look at any other. Just like, if we, that thing even got me thinking, right? Even we as, like, we that are just humans, when your spouse, let's say your husband or your wife is looking at another man or looking at another woman, you know how you feel, how bad you feel that, what is the meaning of this one?
Yes.
If we can react that way, then how much more our Father? And he said that we are his bride. We are his bride, like he's our bridegroom, and we are his bride. And then he used the story of Hosea to explain how much he loves us, even despite all the infidelity of the wife.
Yeah.
He's still asking to go back, take her back. That's the same. That is the story between our father Aloha and his children Yasharel. That's why when they talk about it does not matter all those Christianity stuff, I'm gonna be laughing. I say, people don't understand what covenant is. That same thing, agreement and covenant that our father Abraham made with him. That is the thing that is still speaking to his bloodline till forever, till Yahushua's come back.
Yes.
Even after he's coming back, that covenant is there. Covenant is key. Is it not through covenant that we have generations to come? It's not through covenant that husband and wife are able to give birth to children and the children continue their legacy and what have you? Is it not covenant? We have to be very, very careful what we're coming into agreement with. This world, I just let me give people that story to make people to understand that this world is full of wickedness. People should be very, very careful. The devil is very tricky. If he did not get you that way, he'll look for another way. If you try this way, you keep trying different kind of things to get you. Okay, let me tell you what happened today. So for the past 1 month, I've been very strong, right? But I did not, guys. I don't know. I think I shared one of the things that happened 4 days ago on the group. However, that one is even separately, right? Before over 1 month now, I was feeling so strong. I don't let it weigh me down. Now illness can't really weigh me down because I knew that something was off. I was just asking myself, what did I eat? What did I put in my body? What is wrong? Because whenever I feel some kind of way, even spiritually, I always go back to ask myself, what have you done? What did you do wrong? What doors have you opened? What did you eat? Like when it comes to physical, what did you eat? And I will have to begin to check on the things that I'm using, what I'm eating and all those stuff. So for the past 1 month, it's been like that. Like inside of my body will be very hot, but at night I will be feeling very cold. At the point I was even thinking that I better go make it no be so I don't get belly. Which kind thing be this one? It went on and on and on and on and on to the point that I was like, what's going on? What's happening to me? It was today. Recently I had to do a 3 days fast, right? That's why I always talk about fasting. And during this fast, we're praying this morning, right? And then while we're praying, so I just heard something in my spirit tell me, go and check your perfumes. Bro, I'm not even kidding you. I kid you guys not. You guys should listen to this. Just listen attentively. Go and this morning as I'm talking to you, this very morning, this Sabbath morning, we're doing morning prayer and we're about to do Bible study. And something just told me, go and check your perfumes. Bro, I haven't got 2 perfumes for me. But there's one I use, that one is body mist. It's Dear Body, they call it. That one I got it myself. But the other 2 perfumes, I haven't got it. He got his own, he got my own. And like I told people one time that Maban he does not take a lot of things seriously, that kind of thing. So I'm the one that's always calling attention to a lot of things. Maybe look at this one, that, and sometimes we take and they quarrel safe. We take and shout. And you're not being careful. What's all this? That's not bringing these things. We'll take talk clash after clashing. Hey, should you understand what I'm saying, Oga? Let's go ahead and do it that way. So this morning we're praying, and all of a sudden, go and check your perfumes, bro. Do you know? I think the nylon is. I will snap it and send to you guys. Maybe I will just. I think I threw it outside. We're going to try our dustbin tomorrow, so it'll be going off the compound tomorrow. You know what I saw? The last perfume my husband brought 1 month ago. I had one other one. That one is over 2 or 3 months. That it was almost finished. But the last one he brought 1 month ago, you know what I saw on it? Something Christmas, enjoy Christmas, whatever on the body of this perfume. And I've been using it for over 1 month, bro. I don't even look waiting the right for the body. I'm not, I was just shouting. I was screaming this morning. I picked it up. I wanted to throw it. I said, my mind goes went to perfume. So I said, let me go and pack the perfume and throw it away. But I can't pick that. And it was that red one. I was seeing the image of that red one. Like, you know, when you're like, as if you're seeing a vision, or like say something is on your mind, is like very, very clear in your mind. So I went and picked up that particular last one he bought. And I said, let me even look at the name. Now that was when I looked at it, and I'm saying something. I will snap. I will look for that. I don't even want to touch it again. But let me go and snap it and make una see it how they talk. Hey, something Christmas. I said, what? It is what I've been using on my body for the past 1 month. I said, what kind of? I showed it to my kids. I was like, look at this. And they were all shouting, what, mommy? Don't look at it. That's some first what I said. Sophia said, mommy, you know that he's careless. Please be checking what daddy is bringing into the house. This is not even funny. What is the meaning of this?
So
I said,
wait. Your children know, like they know that anything Christmas there's
they
no
know
go
that.
right.
Of course they do. They know. They don't celebrate it. They
Yeah,
don't
I
like all
like
this.
that.
You know, this end of the
I
year
like
party.
that.
They don't go to end of the year party. They know. When we
Yeah,
started it like over 3 years ago, and they are cool with it. They during the end of the year, they already know Ben and said that my son told me yesterday that, mommy, something happened. Did you see a video in our school platform? I said no, they don't send any video. He said why they were praying when we were praying in the school hall yesterday. Mrs. Okeke, that is the owner of the school, they concluded the prayer. And I heard her say in Yahusha's name. Mommy, can you believe it? I said, you mean the owner of your school said in Yahusha's name? I said, are you sure you heard you? I said, mommy, I heard her clear, and I was shocked. I said, if you see the way he came to the kitchen, he was saying, mommy, I want to tell you something. I was saying something to my daughter. Let me talk. Let me tell you something. Something very, very important happened. I said, what happened? I had to pay attention because he was worrying me. He told me that that's how, and even in their school, like they are praying, like all this assembly ground and all those stuff, they are praying. He would say, in my mind, I'm saying Yahusha, Yahuah, Yahuah.
that's good.
I'm replacing those names with, when they say Jesus, I will say Yahusha. I will say it mildly so that they will not feel like as if I want to disrupt them. You know me, I'm not
Yeah,
doing. I don't even to the list of like my 4-year-old. She knows that.
that's good. You see, that's our duty. That's our duty
Do
to
you know
make
that
sure. Yeah.
my 4-year-old told me that, mommy, I cannot say the name Jesus because his true name is Yahushua Hamashiach. And that's why when my classmates would tell me that, what are you saying? I say his name is Yahusha, his name is not, you know. I'm like,
Wow.
you told them that? He said, yes. And then like this, they come back home and they tell you the kind of things they're doing in their school. If you're wondering, that was how my son started preaching to one of his classmates. My first son, Daniel, was preaching to one of his classmates in school. He's not using the name Yahusha to preach to him. He got back home, he told me, mommy, I preached to my classmate today. I said, what did you tell him? I said, let me just try to open his eye to the name Yahuah, Yahusha, and all that. He was listening, but his parents will still go and teach him nonsense. So I'm just trying to sow the seed. Say Yahuwah said we should sow the seed. I've sown the seed. I've told him about the true name.
Wow.
So today I'm like, okay, these kids, they're making me very proud. Like, no, bro, I told myself, one of the things that Yahuwah showed to me when he was working on me was that I am doing this for the sake of your children. It's not even about you. So many of the spiritual warfare that I went through, right? Many of the spiritual warfare I went through, I actually fought because of my kids. Many times I want to give up. I say, no, if I leave this thing like this, my kids will wake up and they will meet the same thing. I need to break these things. I need to sit up. I need to pray. I need to do something about these things. Even while I had it, like there was a point I thought that it was over for me, right? I kept on fighting. I would wake up in the morning, no matter how tired I am, I will have to do that thing. I fast to the point of my kids, every time I was, we tell them, every time you're fasting, every time, I knew that something, like, this morning that my daughter told me, I knew that something was off. Mommy, you're not eating, should we keep your own for you? I said, no, don't worry, you guys should eat. I knew it. You'll be hiding it. I know you're fasting. Every time you're fasting, but this is one of the ways I get clarity. Anytime I feel like things are not right and I need clarity in something, that's what I do. I go on a fast and it always works for me. It cleans me up, give me clarity, allow me to understand what's going on in the spiritual realm and what have you. And it's working back to back for me, right? Back to back for me. So the thing is that at the end of the day, we all need to stay close to our Father. That's what it boils down to. Close to our Father. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. Oh, bro, Shibomi, time right. Oh, I just think that I just felt that we are doing discussions. Oh, anyways, Jay, you're cutting off the main part, and this one is just discussion period. But I'm okay. I'm good anyway. I think I'm done so far, and I just wanted to share some of my testimony with you guys today. And that's what happened. I had to throw those perfumes outside. I mean, I'm just trying to open our eyes to the fact that there are things that you can have in the house that is cost, and they be costing you. Like, I wore this perfume yesterday. I was okay. I was fine. I wore the perfume yesterday. I started feeling somehow. I said, why is my body feeling so hot? What did I eat? What is good? I've been doing this for like more than 1 month now, and I was wondering what the problem could be, and only to discover today that in fact I had to pack the three of them, and the three of them maybe because I know that they're influencing each other inside that wardrobe. I had to throw away everything. Say perfumes, go one side. I don't need you right now. Later I will get, if I need perfume, maybe I will get more later with clarity, and also look out for their ingredient and all what have you. I mean, we have to be very careful. The devil is very tricky. When I shared 2 tricky stories with you guys today, and the reason why I shared it because it's pressed in my heart to share, so you guys can see that the devil is always looking. If he cannot get you to lie, fornicate,
You always try, yes.
you will get, he's always looking for something, just that one open door. Open the door, please. I'm knocking. Open. You cannot knock at my own door. That's why even if, let me say, if I'm going through anything, let's say I'm going through any pain or anything's happening with me in my house or any spiritual warfare is ongoing, I usually ask myself, what have you done? Because I need to check myself first before trying to look at who to point finger at. I have to be sure that I did not open any door. Because those doors are the things that I will have to check if are you being envious? Are you being what's going on? That's why no matter what people do to me, you can never see me or not anybody in my heart. Like this heart is too occupied with the things of Yahuah that you can't find it angry. You can't find anything that has to do with malice. How do I wicked this person? Let me do back. You can't find it here. Yahuah have so dealt with that thing cannot even find its place and its way in my life and in my heart. So aside from what we learned today about the image and likeness of Yahuah, of course, all these things also, we cannot be putting the different kind of things inside the temple where he dwells. And to tell you, bro, this, do you know when I picked up that perfume, I saw that I ran to the parlor, I showed my kids, I said, look at what's happening with this is one of my problem. Like, I don't know if there's another one, but you see this one, I'm sure 100% sure that this is part of it. If not only this particular thing is my own problem, because I notice that Yahuah does not tolerate me doing certain things. Somebody else might do that thing and be okay, but me, I will do it. It will not work for me. He doesn't take any, like, he does not tolerate nonsense at all with me. He does not tolerate. I mean, I've noticed it, right? And that's why I'm like, there's something that people would do. I'll be like, look at what the person did now. And I can see that thing is a sin or something. No, if I can't do that one now, problem. My father will say no. Somebody else can use that perfume. Like the one I was showing away with that perfume, I was like, if I had given this, my girlfriend will want it, and she might use it too, and nothing will do her. But see me now, I go spray am, I go start a few one camera, body will start the hot. You can imagine that. It's not serious. It's not a serious matter. It's a very serious matter. And some people might hear this and say, what did she say? You don't even know. It's something, you can't check what is wrong with you. I don't think that perfume is the problem. My brothers and my sisters is the problem. Oh. I've seen it work over and over and over again with me. I kid you not. So aside from whatever, we should look for any loophole, any open door, anything anywhere. Mama could they close them because this is not even Satan is not even playing. Looking for different. So basically I said let me share with you guys and encourage us to keep going.
You're always bright. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for that that your testimony, because you actually, you see, when about that door, you actually write about that, like devil all kinds of tricky way. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of way, not like perfume, food, like things that we have to do with our daily life, right? He has already known that he cannot infiltrate us with his false doctrine. That is impossible for him, because now we know the truth, we know Torah, right? So we always look for like different kinds of way to infiltrate us. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, for me, we have to
Alpha.
end it here. We have to end it here. Do you have anything to say or anything to add? Maybe so that before you
No,
get in
no,
that.
no. I'm not supposed to go out and go and buy food.
All
So,
right,
but
all right,
yeah. Okay, let's end it here. Heavenly
all
Father,
right.
we say thank you for today. We thank you for today's Shabbat meeting. You've made it an amazing day. You've made it an amazing meeting. Be that exalted, O Yahuah and Yahusha's mighty name. Father, as we are going to our respective homes, Yahuah, be with us, guide us, teach us more with your words, and fill us more with your work. And at the end of the day, let us come back here in peace and safety, and let us rule and reign with you in your kingdom. In Yahusha's mighty name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, family.
Amen.
Alright.
See you guys in our meeting
All right.
tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, later.
All right. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.